Blaylock versus Jackson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Blaylock, according to your complaint, you were driving your car. The defendant was a pedestrian. Did you know him from before this incident?
No, I didn't.
Had you ever seen him before?
No, I didn't.
You were driving your car. According to you, the defendant came up to your car, broke your car window, causing glass to go in your face. You want him to pay for the car window as well as for a rental car that you had to rent while your car was being fixed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and where did this happen?
On the north side of town in Jacksonville, Florida.
Tell me what kind of roadway that is. Is it a two-lane roadway? Is it 4 lanes?
It's a 2-lane road in a residential area.
1 lane in each direction?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, basically I was going down the road and it's like a 30-mile-per-hour road. So I was driving and I saw him approaching, coming across the street. And he really wasn't paying attention, so I kind of slowed down. I tooted my horn and I pointed, to the direction of the sidewalk, like requesting him to go to the sidewalk. So he said something, but I really couldn't hear him because my windows was up. So he kept walking or whatever in front of my car.
What do you mean he kept walking in front of your car? Was he going from one side of the street to the other?
He was steadily walking ahead. He began to walk ahead.
You mean in the street where the cars go?
Yes.
So was he walking in the same direction you were?
Yes.
So he's walking in the same direction you were, but he's walking in the street where the single lane of cars going in one direction had to go, and he was walking. Okay, how much in the street was he?
I guess 3 to 4 feet in the street.
Okay, and he was walking in the same direction as your car?
Yes.
You tooted the horn. Did he turn around when you tooted the horn?
Yes, he did. So I rolled my window down, and I was like, could you get out of the street? So he began to curse, and I'm a pedestrian, I don't have to move, or whatever other words he was saying. But I was saying, well, you still need to get out of the street. So it was a verbal, confrontation. So then a school bus came. So the school bus, because I was gonna go around him instead of driving my car on the side, on the sidewalk and the grass, the school bus came. So the school bus stopped. The kids got off of the bus, so that he was still in the middle of the street doing this process. So then kids began to walk through. He was still acting irate and cursing. So then that made where I couldn't even go around because the kids came to a complete stop watching him. So I was, after the kids that were walking, towards the apartment complex, after that area was clear, I was going to go in the grass and go around him. So I rolled my window back up, I rolled to the side. He began to approach my car. So I couldn't just speed, in that area because of the kids that were walking, and he was up to my car cursing. But as he is cursing, I'm not even really looking at him. I'm trying to hurry up and get away from him, but I didn't want to hit a child. All of a sudden, he bust my window with his hand.
Which window did he bust?
He bust my driver's side window. So I grabbed my cellular phone. I said, now I'm calling the police. So he was cursing. So after, everything was clear, I just went ahead and went, blowed my horn, move, and I went because I didn't want him to further put his hands on me. As I turned the corner, I was calling the police, but the police was already coming. I flagged him down and told him that a person I didn't know had just struck my window, broke it, and struck me. When the police followed me back to the complex, Mr. Jackson was nowhere in sight. We found Mr. Jackson in the back of the apartment complex around other people, and he was just stating that I ran over his feet, his arm was bleeding. He said I ran over his arm. So the officer was ready to take me to jail. It was my word against his. The rescue came, and the rescue began to pick glass out of his arm. So then the officer was like, well, how did, she run over your feet? I see no tire marks. How did she run over your arm? I see no, where's the glass coming from? So he just went on, and the officer told me to be quiet and had me step to the side. So I really couldn't say whatever else he was saying.
Let me see the police report. You were not cited, Ms. Blaylock, is that right?
Both of us were giving, in my city, we get yellow cards to go downtown to the state attorney's office. At the beginning, I was given the card because I was the suspect, but after the rescue came and was picking glass out of his arm, he became a suspect also.
But nothing happened with either one of those cards?
Yes.
What happened with it?
Okay. I went to the state attorney's office to file my complaint because I didn't know him. And, I just wanted to feel safe. I didn't know this man. I don't know, what type of person he was. Okay, we had mediation. He made threats during the mediation, stated to me that he was going to sue me, made other threats stating that when he got through with me, I would be nobody, I would
So
be
what
nothing.
happened with that
Okay,
mediation?
they closed the mediation because he was very irate, and the person that was doing the mediation was like an older type senior citizen type person, and he was hollering too much and the man couldn't speak over him, so we were supposed to be back down there. I received letters in the mail that he was suing me from my insurance company, and then I had several...
Do you have a lawsuit pending against her?
I have the paperwork
Just a
right
second.
here.
I'd like to see that too. So you don't have a lawsuit pending against her?
No, ma'am.
Did you file a claim with her insurance?
I had not filed a formal claim with her insurance company. What I had done was I had consulted a lawyer who put in a request to her insurance company about this situation at hand, and that's as far as it went.
Okay, so your lawyer sent a letter and the insurance company sent a letter that they were not accepting your claim because they say based on information that they have that you intentionally put your arm through a window. Now I'm going to look through the police report. Okay. Let me hear your version of these events, Mr. Jackson.
Yes, ma'am. On the morning, well, on the day that this thing occurred, I was crossing the street. I just stopped some kids from fighting. This was a school zone, total school zone. There's a big school there. I crossed the street. I'm on the sidewalk walking down the street. I'm going to visit my son at his mom's house. All of a sudden, she pulls up on the side of me, blowing her horn erratically and waving her hands. Then she rolls her window down and begins yelling and screaming and cursing at me. I asked her one time, I said, "Who are you and what do you want?"
She's in her car on the street.
"Yes, ma'am." And I tell her, I said, "What is it that you want from me? I don't even know you." At that time, she says, "Don't worry about it." And she speeds off. I kept walking down towards the entrance of these apartments. I didn't think anything else about her at this moment. I'm walking with a bunch of kids around me. Like I say, it's in the school zone, and the kids are just out of school. Right at the moment when I go inside of the gate of these apartments, all of a sudden I hear a car pull up behind me, and the tires are like dragging. At that time, she rolls her window down and yells at me, "Was there something that you want to say to me? So-and-so and so-and-so," just cursing me all out. I looked at her again and I go, "I can't believe that you came back. What is it that you want? Who are you? I don't even know you." She says, "I should have ran you over before, and I will run you over now." So she backs her car up a little bit, cuts the wheels, and runs over me. At that time, when she hit me, the side of her car spent me around, and my arm went through her window, causing the window to break. I left there and went running through the apartments to go and try to get some help.
So according to your statement, Mr. Jackson, this person that you didn't know at all
Yes, ma'am.
was driving down the street
Yes, ma'am, pretty much.
and for no earthly reason whatsoever stopped her car at some
Yes,
point
ma'am.
to verbally berate you and then assault you. That's what you're telling me.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jackson, she doesn't appear to me to be psychotic. She was coming from work, which I assume means that she wasn't drunk. Now, I want you to hold out your arm, sir, and show me where the glass was on your arm.
Where the glass was?
Yes.
It was around my
Elbow.
right.
Okay. And so you're telling me that she ran over your feet,
She ran over my feet. Yes, ma'am.
which the police say they saw no indication of tire marks or anything else on your shoes. I just don't understand how, if she ran over your feet, your elbow was injured.
It wasn't like that at all, Your Honor.
How was it, Mr. Jackson?
She pulled up behind me in the driveway of this apartment.
Yes.
She backed up, and when she ran over me, the side of her car mirror hit me and spent me around. Then she backed up across the street and tried to run over me again.
It's getting better. Do you have a hospital report, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see it, please?
I've also had pictures.
I'm looking through these papers because you say that you were hit on the side by her mirror. There is no indication in the hospital chart of any bruise on your side, sir.
They didn't have any bruises on my feet either, Your Honor.
That's right,
But
they
I
didn't.
still got ran over by them.
I'm telling you, they have absolutely no bruises on your feet, none whatsoever.
They gave me x-rays at the hospital stating that none of my bones were broken, but my feet were swollen.
Oh, let's see if they say that. Did they say that anywhere in the hospital records?
They got it documented
Let's
on
see. The laceration was in your elbow.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't see anything about swollen feet. Didn't say you could.
It should be in there.
Well, I don't see it, sir. Now, the only other thing I have to ask you, Ms. Baylock, is, am I correct that at one point you actually drove your car up on the sidewalk?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you do that?
Because I was scared of him.
It's dangerous, Ms. Baylock, to
it
go
was
up
dangerous for me to be, you know, in that situation with him.
I understand that. You shouldn't have gone up on the
I feel as though I was wrong, but I had no choice. After he struck me once, I felt as though he was going to yank me out of the car or something. He was very irate.
He hadn't struck you yet when you went up on the grass. He hadn't struck you yet, according to you. You went up on the grass, and then he approached your car.
But, Your Honor, the reason why I tried to proceed to get away from him is because he was cursing and approaching my car.
Right.
I tried to get away from him before he approached my car.
She's not telling you what happened.
Cost of replacing your window is $179.75. Is that right?
Yes.
Your Honor,
Mr.
she
Jackson,
left the scene.
Mr. Jackson, she did not leave the scene. She
She
came
left
back.
the scene.
Shh. She flagged down the police and brought them back. If somebody just runs over somebody's legs, they don't do that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $179.75.
for my rental car.
And I'm denying that, madam. $179.75. You can replace a window in a half a day. You shouldn't have been up on the sidewalk. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My arm, I got 36 stitches, I got 10 puncture wounds, and I'm paralyzed from my wrist down to my elbow.
He tried to sue me for over $10,000. Basically, I don't have any money for him, but he caused those injuries on his own, and that's good for him.
I want to see my medical bills paid, and I don't want to see her no more.
And now the next case.
All parties on Leyva versus Rodriguez. Step forward, please.
28-year-old bank teller supervisor Cheyenne Leyva is suing 18-year-old Gabriel Rodriguez for damage to her car caused by a water balloon.
So you're driving around in your brand new van.
Right.
How many days old is your van?
It's about a day and a half old. I got it on Thursday night, and this happened Saturday afternoon.
Brand new?
Right.
And there are a bunch of idiot teenagers that, for sport, are throwing things at cars.
Right. We were driving down the road, and we heard two loud dents, and so I stopped the car and got out of the van to see what happened. My little sister said they ran this way. They were on, there's like a low block wall and an office complex. They started running into the office complex.
How many of them?
3.
And they were apprehended.
Right. We chased them. They ran into their house. We called. I was on the phone with the police the whole time. We waited, and the police got there. They knocked on the door. Gabe had tried to, he jumped the back fence and started to walk off, but the police went and got him.
Now, you had damage to this brand new van.
Right. There was 2 dents in the side door.
And how much was the damage?
It was about $540.
Now, 2 of the young men, one paid their third in full.
Right. And the other one paid half.
And is paying slowly.
Right.
But Mr. Rodriguez over here says, I'm not paying.
Right. Well, he said he would at first, but now all of a sudden he says he's not responsible.
He says he's not paying because his balloon missed.
That's right.
And there were only 2 dents in the car.
Right.
Right? Now, what prompted you and your idiot friends to engage in this kind of conduct?
We had nothing else better to do.
Was that during the week?
It was on Saturday.
You had nothing to do on Saturday?
No, man.
How'd you get a job?
Should do that.
What were you throwing?
We were throwing water balloons at each other for the day. And then we got tired of throwing them, so then we just lost them over the wall when we saw the car, and we hit the car.
Did you say we hit the car?
Well, there was 4 of us.
Yes.
And then when we threw it, I watched my water balloon, and mine went right over the top. And my 2 friends, there was 4 of us, and we threw 4 water balloons, and 2 out of 4 hit the car.
Okay. And you watched yours very carefully, and yours missed.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you're not responsible for the damage.
Yes.
Wrong! Let me see the estimate for the damage. You fool. An idiot. Maybe you can't find a job. $531. Make it $532, this change. Divided by 3.
$177.33.
Co-conspirators to commit the act of vandalism. That's what you were. Co-conspirators, right?
Right.
You mean because of the Earth's spin and gravity and luck, maybe your balloon didn't hit? You're not responsible?
I feel I'm not.
You still feel as if you're not.
Yeah.
Were you alone?
No, I had my little sister with me who's 13, my husband, and my baby, my 8-month-old baby, and my 4-year-old daughter.
So let's say, Mr. Rodriguez, that all you idiots threw your balloons over, a couple of them hit, the plaintiff swerves, hits a wall, and her baby is severely injured. Would you be responsible?
Yes.
Why do you think you'd be responsible if your balloon didn't hit?
Because I helped doing it.
Right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $177.33. I just wanted him to see.
Right. That's why I was so mad.
Right. He may still not see,
Probably
but maybe
not.
he does. Fool.
Yeah, definitely.
18-year-old fool, not 6 years old.
Right.
Throwing water balloons. 18 years old throwing water balloons. Get a job.
Thank you.
All right, Judge Judy, you may step out.
Well, I still think I'm right, but the judge, you win some, you lose some.
He just thought I would blow it off, and I wasn't going to because he could have hurt my kids.
I'm sorry for the incident. Sorry for causing all the inconvenience.
Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Ms. Hyde, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you in a restaurant.
Correct.
You are suing her for damages, not so much for the injury that you sustained, because she, according to you, hit you in the face, but for the emotional distress that you suffered. You didn't have any medical bills, did you?
A few.
Ms. Schuler said that she did, in fact, strike you, but that is only after you lunged at her. So tell me when this happened and what precipitated this altercation.
On December 27th last year, my husband's relatives were in from out of town, and we went out to eat some Mexican food. We were sitting in a crowded lobby. I had a party of 12, 7 children and 5 adults. And I was sitting talking to my husband's aunt, and this woman walked in and plopped herself down on the bench next to us and proceeded to lift up her sweater and put this child at her breast. And I sat there for a minute and trying to talk to my husband's aunt, and I eventually said, you know, I really don't think this is the proper place to be doing that in a crowded restaurant lobby. And she said, mind your own business, and I'll do whatever I want, and if you don't like it, don't look. So I looked at my husband's aunt, and we opened our eyes kind of wide at one another. And I said, well, at least you could take this to the restroom. And she said, I'm not going in that restroom. It's filthy.
So you kept on going back and forth after she cursed at you? Are you telling me you said something else to her?
Well, I did. I said, you know, at least you could go and excuse yourself to the restroom. And she says, I'm not going in that restroom. It's filthy in there. That shows what kind of a mother you'd be. And I said, lady, I gave birth to 4 children, all of which I breastfed. But when I did it in a discreet manner and never in a public forum like this. And at that time, the hostess came up and told us our table was ready. And I got up, and I had forgotten to pick my bag up off the floor. And when I turned around to pick up my bag, she came up out of her chair and hit me across the side of the face.
Did you sit down and have dinner?
No, we didn't.
You left.
Correct.
Where did you go?
Outside. My husband had asked the manager to call the police, and he said, if you want to call the police, take your business outside. So we did.
And did you call the police?
Yes.
You have a police report?
Yes.
I'd like to see it, please. What kind of medical attention did you require?
The next morning on Sunday, I went and saw my primary physician, and he checked out my face, and the next day I went and had an x-ray of my jaw.
It was okay?
It's okay. I was in a lot of pain for about 2 weeks, and my jaw, after she hit me, my jaw, it didn't sit right on my face, and I'm telling my husband, this woman just hit me, and I was holding this side of my face because it hurt more over here for some reason. My doctor told me it was a whiplash effect. And she looked up at me from her bench and said, what the hell are you holding that side of your face for? I hit you on the other side.
All right, Ms. Shula, let me hear your version of the events.
Okay.
How old is your baby?
My baby at the time had just turned a year old. She was probably approaching 14 months. And I had my 3-year-old son as well.
Okay. Tell me what happened at the Mexican restaurant on the 27th.
It's ironic. We had a choice of like 6 places. We chose this place. We went in and the lobby was just packed. I went up to the hostess and I said, how long of a wait do you think it is? And she said, 5 minutes. I said, oh, that's great, because my kids aren't going to be able to wait very long. And I turned around to tell my husband, and as she said,
which is the husband?
My husband is. And as she told me that, the plaintiff's husband was sitting where I eventually sat, and he said, you've sat 40 people since we've been here. And I thought he was yelling at me, so I just kind of noticed that he said that and, you know, just made a mental note, told my husband, it's only going to be 5 minutes, we can do this. And the plaintiff's husband had stood up and demanded to see the manager because he felt they were waiting too long. And he left his seat, so I sat down in his seat. And I started to breastfeed Aubrey because she started to kind of squawk, and we don't like our kids to cause disturbance in public, so started to nurse her very carefully. However, when I started...
Tell me what you mean very carefully.
I always am very careful not to be real obvious. I had on a thick, heavy cotton beige sweater, and I get my bra down so that it's ready, and then I get her right up to me, and then I make sure the sweater was kind of nuzzled around her face. And I'll tell you how discreet it was in a second, but when I began breastfeeding her, they were talking to the manager, and he told them, he said, yes, we had to clean the tables. And the plaintiff says to him, and I'm sitting here, I don't have anything to do, so I'm obviously listening. And she says, well, what did you have to do? Take them out back and refinish them? And I just thought, oh, these people are really mad, because that was the second comment I heard. So the man sitting next to me, eventually I found out was in her party. But my daughter was kind of flicking her leg like this, and it kind of got his attention. So he leaned way over into my space and said, hi, honey, what's your name? And she kind of waved at him, but never came off the breast. I had my sweater around. He went back to his seat. I didn't want to embarrass him and say, excuse me, sir, but I'm breastfeeding, you know. I didn't want to I just wanted it just to go. Then she says, well, sure, just whip it out in front of the whole lobby. And she didn't see me whip anything out because I had been breastfeeding for some time. And the poor man says, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even know she was nursing.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
When she raised her sweater, she exposed her breast.
She got so close, she was this close, and I slapped her while I was sitting and breastfeeding my daughter. I didn't know what. I was afraid.
Sticks and stones, but you can't use
But I didn't even
force.
have sticks and stones.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patricia Height says Sylvia Schuler hit her in the face. Sylvia says Patricia was harassing her because she was breastfeeding her baby in a restaurant.
Go ahead.
So she says another few comments like you should go to the bathroom, and I finally said, excuse me, ma'am, but you are extremely rude. Because I'd seen her being rude to everyone, and now she was being rude to me. And I did have a dialogue with her. I'm sorry I don't use words like okay, or I don't talk like that. That's not in my vocabulary. I'm not saying I've never cursed, but I don't curse to people I don't know, most definitely. And she said I should go to the bathroom, and I said, where would you like me to sit in the bathroom? On the toilet? I can't nurse my child on the toilet. And I said, there's really nowhere to nurse. I said, I guess you don't believe in nursing. And she said, I nursed 5 children, but I was much more discreet. And I asked her, I said, well, what can you see? And she just rolled her eyes. She couldn't see anything. So my husband says to her husband, you know, I'm sorry if my wife's breastfeeding is offending you, but she does have the right to feed my daughter wherever she would like. I'm not sure of all their dialogue because they were over there. She kept at me, and so my husband turned and said to her, he said, excuse me, ma'am, but if it offends you, look away. And that's when her husband reeled around and said, you don't talk to my wife that way, and I'm going to kick your effing ASS. And then that went on, and I'm just kind of watching going, oh no. And I'm getting very worried, what's going to happen?
It was getting out of hand.
It was, and so the manager...
Who's the manager?
This is the manager of the restaurant.
Come up here. Tell me your name.
Peter Holder.
Did you observe this incident?
Parts of it.
Did you observe when Miss Schuler hit Mrs. Height?
No.
If you didn't observe this assault, why are you here?
To help shed some light on the disposition and the nature of the plaintiffs and how aggressive they were.
I'd like to hear that. Go ahead.
Rarely do you have I encountered somebody as hostile and aggressive as this.
Who?
The plaintiffs. They when they came in, we told them it would be about 20 minutes, and for a table, it takes you have to put a certain number of tables together for 12 people.
Did they have a reservation?
No.
Okay. So you told them it would be about 20 minutes.
Yes. And 10 minutes later, the hostess came and got me. I was back in the kitchen and said, this man would like to see the manager. He's very upset. So I went out and, how can I help you? And he says, you're seating all these people ahead of us. We've been here way past 20 minutes. It had been 10 minutes. And I said, well, a lot of our tables only hold 2 and 4 people, and that's who we're seating. We have a place all picked out for you. We're waiting for one more party to leave. And that's when Patricia, I believe her name is, said...
Mrs. Height.
Mrs. Height said, what do you have to do, take them out and revarnish them? And I went, whoa. And right after the incident, the plaintiff's husband threatened using that language him again, and that's when I asked him to leave.
What did you hear?
I should kick you.
So they were angry?
Very.
Okay, have a seat. All right, Ms. Schuler, tell me what happened after Mr. and Mrs. Height's name was called and indicated that their table was ready.
I believe what got her so angry was that her friend sitting next to me was apologizing profusely, saying, and I didn't realize he was with them until this. And he said, I'm so sorry, and I don't know what's going on with them, and I don't know why they're acting like this. And I said, do you know those people? And he was saying yes, and then their table got called. So he was apologizing to me. I was talking to him. The plaintiff and the aunt stood up. The aunt passed. The plaintiff came over to us and said to him, stand up. You don't need to apologize to her. And as he passed me, she lunged at me and said, he didn't come here to see the likes of you. And she got so close. She was this close, and I slapped her while I was sitting and breastfeeding my daughter, still breastfeeding, and I slapped her because she came so close. I didn't know what. I was afraid.
Well, you know that you can't do that.
I really didn't. I swear to God. I will swear to God, I did not know I couldn't defend myself.
Well, I don't think that is a question of defending yourself.
Well,
but, you know, you can't use sticks and stones, but you can't use
But I didn't even
force.
have sticks and stones.
Miss Schuler, you know exactly what I'm saying to you, madam. Don't be a passive-aggressive with me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patricia Height says fellow restaurant patron Sylvia Schuler hit her in the face.
I mean, if you saw a man sitting there and scratching himself because he had an itch, would you have the gall to say to him, can't you do that someplace else? Can't you go into the bathroom? Why don't you go do that in the car? You wouldn't say that to him.
Well,
you wouldn't say that to him. What you would do is you would take your children, if you believed it was offensive, and you would go outside. You would say, I can't believe that guy can't be more discreet about scratching himself.
Well, when she raised her sweater, she exposed her breast, and that's what I had a problem with in a public place.
And I want to tell you something. I don't necessarily believe that that's true. I believe that that's a convenient thing for you to say now, and I don't believe that she cursed at you, Ms. Height. I do not believe that you said to her very sweetly, could you please do that, or don't you think you could do that someplace a little more discreetly? And she turned around and called you the names that you attribute to her a moment ago. I don't believe that that happened.
Can I let my husband testify?
Oh, you can, but I won't believe him either. I don't believe she said that to you.
She did.
No, I don't believe she said that to you. I believe that you kept going back and forth because it would make sense if she said, this is what I'm going to do, and then you came back to her and said to her, can't you just go to the restroom? Because if somebody came back and cursed at me like that, I would say if I were a normal person, gee, this person's a little bit off, I'm not going to have anything else to do with her. But you didn't do that. You came right back and you said to her, according to you, after she cursed at you in a vile way, you said to her, calmly, you could at least go into the restroom. That's not what I'm hearing from the manager of the restaurant. That was your demeanor on that day.
He didn't.
Now, that doesn't mean, madam, that you have the right to put your hands on her. You don't. She has absolutely no right to tell you that you can't breastfeed a child, which is a perfectly natural thing. Some people prefer to do it privately. They feel as if for everybody's sake, including the child's sake, the child who's 14 months old, perhaps we could do this privately. I can go out into the car, I can go into a private corner, I don't have to be in the middle of a lobby with 50 people around me and breastfeeding my child. But that's your prerogative. You know, you say it's a natural occurrence, it is a natural occurrence, and you can do it. There are lots of things that are natural that you don't necessarily do, you know, in the middle of Times Square. However, you understand what I'm saying to you?
I do.
I'm not being judgmental.
I'm
not being at the risk of offending the La Leches. I did not breastfeed my children. They grew up just fine. My generation didn't do that. But all my children and their children have all been breastfed. And they whip it out just about any way they want.
I'm just trying to get over.
Well, you're just trying.
I'm just trying to get over. I'm not being judgmental.
Well, it's not your prerogative to tell her what to do. And I don't believe that you were hurt either. I believe she slapped you and your pride was hurt. But you can't hurt her. Now, I'm going to get to your counterclaim because I think that your counterclaim is also a little bit of nonsense, but I'm prepared to hear it.
Okay.
It's for emotional distress.
Well, I have expenses. That's all I'm asking for.
What expenses?
I had a lot of consultation with an attorney because I was supposed to be arraigned on March 5th.
Yes.
I was arrested.
She made a citizen's arrest because you assaulted her.
Exactly. So
And?
I was very concerned. I was a nervous wreck. I've never had any legal problems in my life.
Should have kept your hands to yourself.
May I ask you a question? Because I'm very interested in the answer to this question.
Sure.
How close can someone get to you aggressively? How close can an aggressor get before you have the right to protect yourself?
Where was your husband when all this was going on?
Watching my 3-year-old who is very active.
Is what you're telling me that you were fighting back and forth with this lady and things had gotten so aggressive that she was cursing you, she was screaming at you, your husband got involved, you got involved with your husband, and yet your husband left you to go watch your 3-year-old? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You put your hands on her. She has the right to make a citizen's arrest. So if that's the expense that you want because you consulted with an attorney, I'm going to deny that application.
Okay.
And I think that she had no right to put her hands on you, and you have to be compensated for that. But you have to be compensated commensurate with the damage. If you had it to do all over again, would you have moved your seat?
Well, she had only sat down like 5 minutes before. And
Would you have moved your seat instead of starting in with her?
No, I probably wouldn't have.
Well, then you got a problem. You're not supposed to look for confrontation. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to try to avoid confrontation if you can. You know, life is short. You're out having a good time, you're out having dinner, you're waiting for a table. There are 12 of you. According to you, 7 children and 4 adults. You're out to have a good time. Why would you want to start anything that's going to put a damper on that good time?
I didn't think that it would. I didn't think that just kindly asking someone to take that into another part of the restaurant or outside would have caused so much her to become so angry.
Well, just a second. But she responded to you, and she said it's none of your business. right? Let's say I agree. Let's say that that's what she said to you. It's none of your business. Let's say she used all the expletives. Then why did you continue the conversation with her?
Well, I was sitting with my my husband's 70-year-old aunt and uncle.
Your 70-year-old aunt and uncle didn't complain. You did. All right, I think you're entitled to be compensated. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $10. That's all. Counterclaims dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She did say every nasty thing to me. She just got away with it this time.
I've heard better talk in a Navy shipyard.
These folks were angry because they hadn't been seated.
They threatened to sue him and his restaurant for not calling the police.
They showed that aggression and that disrespect to the manager, and they took it out on us.
He was nowhere near anything that happened.
I just think they were so hostile and so aggressive, and it was a matter of controlling and bullying.
She caused trouble to me and my family and ruined my weekend and my holiday. It was the holiday season.
I've never seen people blatantly lie and stick with it for so long.
Yeah, this is case number 586 and 587. First one in the matter of Featherston versus Vulgaris Lou. Second one, Featherston versus Lou. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
The two of you are plaintiffs. Each one of you has suit against the defendants. The defendants have counterclaims in the exact same amount against you. Both of your suits are for assault and or emotional distress as a result of the assault. And it appears that you, Mr. and Mrs. Featherstone, decided to go into the defendant's restaurant for lunch. Is that right?
That's right.
That's right.
When was that?
It was a year ago in March.
What happened when you went in for lunch?
We went in. I had a container of iced tea, which I took in with me so the ice wouldn't melt in the hot car.
What did this container look like?
A 32-ounce
thermos.
Right.
Okay, so you brought that in with you.
I set it on the floor next to me. We ordered, my husband ordered, they did not have decaf iced tea, so he ordered hot water, and I have tea bags with me to make decaf iced tea, and he ordered a couple glasses of ice, and I ordered iced tea with a glass of ice to go with it.
Okay.
The glasses, when they came, were tall and very thin. The iced tea was warm, and the ice cubes had melted. There was only a few ice cubes in it. The second glass with the ice was only half full, and when I poured them together, I still couldn't get the iced tea cold. Meanwhile, he was fixing his, and his ice melted immediately. They asked for more iced tea and more ice. I could hear the waitress muttering about the amount of ice we were using. She said she would not bring us any more ice or iced tea. We finished, and they brought the bill, and they had charged us for the hot water and for the ice. My husband paid the bill except for the charge of the ice and the hot water.
How much was that charge?
I think it was an extra $1.
Okay, so your husband took that off the bill.
Yes.
And what happened?
He and the owner got into a confrontation over this.
How did that happen? He went up to pay the bill, or did you pay the bill?
We left the money on the table, and I believe that the owner walked over to make sure that it was the correct amount.
Did you leave a tip for the waitress?
I don't know.
No.
No, absolutely not.
So you left the bill less $1 with no tip for the waitress on the table.
Yes.
And then the owner came over, that's you?
Yes, ma'am.
And they got into a confrontation.
Yes.
What was the confrontation?
They were arguing about the bill. I turned to go outside to wait in the car. The front door was locked. I came back. My husband was on the floor, and the other gentleman was kneeling on top of him. There was a bar in the restaurant. At the end of the bar was a phone. I went to the phone and tried to call the police. The waitress kept coming up and disconnecting the phone, and this went on several times till I finally got through to them. When I was explaining what happened to them, she came up the bar and shoved me into a tall rack of glasses. The glasses all came down and broke. At that point, the gentleman came over and tried to get her off of me. He got me down on the ground and held me down there. I couldn't get up. And at that point, the police came.
Did you suffer any injuries?
I had minor scratches and bruises. My husband has injuries, which I have pictures of here.
I'd like to see them, please. Were there any arrests made by the police?
No.
Why is that?
because both parties declined to press charges. I also have...
Who do you claim bit you, Mr. Featherston?
The gentleman I'm suing. When he was down on top of me, he put his teeth behind my ear and bit me. Here's the police report here, Your Honor.
Can I see the police report, please?
And we also have medical bills.
Okay, now let's start with you. They come in, they sit down, you were waitressing that day.
Yes, they put the coupon because we have a coupon. This was for the first time when they used the lunch coupon.
So they had a coupon. What does that mean?
That means one off, one full price and one
You
off.
pay for one, and you get two.
And you got two.
Okay.
I go to the table, I put the menus on the tables, and I ask them if you like something to drink, and they order 2 iced tea, 4 glasses with water, and bunch of lemons. I look in them and I say, I'm gonna bring the lemon, iced tea, and 2 glasses with water. If you need more, I'm gonna refill. The gentleman look at me and say, you don't understand English, and turn to his wife and said, she's a stupid Mexican working in an Italian restaurant. I don't say nothing. I just close my eyes.
Okay, go ahead.
I go to the kitchen. I bring 4 glasses with water, 2 iced tea, bunch of lemon. And the gentleman ordered 1 cup with hot water.
Did he ask you if you had decaffeinated tea?
No.
He did not?
No, just hot water.
So he ordered a hot water?
Hot water. I take the order, I go to the kitchen, I fix the salads, I put the garlic bread in the oven, take me 5 minutes, I go back in the dining room, I put the salads on the table, I look on the table, all the water and the ice and the lemon gone. And they ask me to refill all the glasses with the water and the iced tea and bunch of lemons. I go back to the kitchen, and between kitchen and dining room, we have a wine racks with the hole for the bottles. I look into the tables. Under the table, they have a cooler. In the cooler, thermos. They empty the iced tea and the water and everything. Even they have a white plastic container, and they put on the lemons in the container. They asked me to refill 3 times. And I said, sir, I'm really sorry. I can't give you more. I'm gonna ask Adrian. Adrian goes to the table and says, sir, I'm gonna charge you $1 for the hot water like a hot tea. And the gentleman says, okay, no problem. Everything they finished, and they ask for the check. I go back to the dining room, I put the check on the table. We have the check over here. This is the check. They cross with the red, the hot tea, and also over here, the total was $17, and they make $16 because it was $16.
All right, I have a question for you, Mr. Featherston. Just pay careful attention to me, sir. Had this lady brought you your meal?
Yes, ma'am, she did.
Did she at least on 3 separate occasions fill up your ice and your water, etc.? I'm not saying whether you put them in your thermos or not. I'm just asking you, let's say you were very thirsty that day. Did she come back to your table, serve you your salad, your main course, and at least 3 refills of your ice and water?
The ice, yes, ma'am, for my...
So how come, sir, you didn't leave her a tip?
Well, because he added on something that was not on the menu, and I felt like it was breach of contract. She didn't
You felt as if it was a breach of contract? Are you kidding me?
No, ma'am.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Somebody goes in and gets that kind of service. You go in there, you got a 2-for-1 coupon. The bill should have been $35. Instead of $35, it's $17. You take off $1, but you leave her nothing for a tip on a $35 bill?
Your Honor, if she had not locked us in, and if she had said to us you had to pay an extra $1, then she would have got a normal tip, a 15% tip, which is normal in that kind of a situation.
Are you telling me that you didn't put any water, ice, or lemons in your cooler?
No.
Is that what you're telling me?
No, we didn't even have the cooler in there. A cooler is this big. Your Honor, we would have looked like we were going on a picnic.
What? Why?
Just a second. So you walked in with a thermos because you didn't want it to get hot in the car. Is that what you're telling me? You're telling me that you didn't put anything in the thermos?
No, ma'am.
I don't believe you. If you think that I believe that you didn't take that stuff and make iced tea and put it in your thermos, you're crazy.
No,
I believe
ma'am.
that's
I did
exactly
not.
what you did. Okay, I'm not finished yet because you can't put your hands on anybody. Let's see what happens. Let's see how this plays out. So far, you did the wrong thing. 100% wrong. If this lady waited on you and she makes her money from tips, and if her boss had said, add on $1 for the gallon of ice and hot water because this man's coming with his own tea bag, he thinks I'm in business so that he can bring his own tea bag and make his own iced tea, that's not the way it works. Restaurants charge for that, sir.
Your Honor, I've never seen that happen.
Well, you and I have been traveling in different restaurants, sir. I would never in my life go into a restaurant, order a pot of hot water because I choose to use my own tea bag and expect a restaurant not to get paid. They're not charity business.
There's a difference. All they have is caffeinated.
You didn't ask the
I need
question.
decaffeinated.
I don't believe that you asked the question.
We did, Your Honor.
Oh, no, I don't believe that you asked the question.
Whether it be IHOP or Carr's or whatever, I said, do you have decaffeinated tea?
I don't believe you asked the question.
I'm sorry, you don't
and
believe
I
that.
believe that you used a pejorative when you were talking to her. She says that you said something very nasty
We did
to her.
not say anything nasty to her.
Oh, no, didn't say, don't you understand English when she said I can bring you one thing at a time? You didn't
No,
say that?
absolutely not. Your Honor, I'm a doctor. I wouldn't speak like that to somebody, okay? I have much more class than that.
If you do so, then you don't bring in your own tea bag.
I can't drink caffeinated tea.
Just a second. Then order something else. You want to walk around with your own tea bags out of convenience? That's fine. But don't expect to get it for nothing. That's outrageous.
I never heard
Outrageous.
of that. Okay, I believe you, Your Honor, but I've never seen
It's
it.
outrageous, sir. It's outrageous. You may say this restaurant is now crossed off my list, but you can't change their bill.
But can she change the prices arbitrarily?
Don't go back there. It wouldn't cost you anything different, sir. If you got a bill for $17, just listen to me. According to you, you were going to leave her a 15% tip on $35.
Yes.
Yes,
$35.
that's what's normal.
So a 15% tip on $35 is what, about $5.50?
$5. $5.50.
$5, $5.50. That's what you're going to leave her. So you weren't leaving her a tip at all.
Your Honor, tips by my standard means pleasant service. Tipping ensures pleasant service. We didn't get pleasant service.
Oh, a 20% tip ensures pleasant service. A 15% tip ensures you get your food thrown at you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robert and Norma Featherston claim they were assaulted by restaurant owners Adrian Vulgaris and his wife Lucia Liu. Adrian and Lucia say the Featherstons were using racial epithets and stealing iced tea.
Okay. Now, the doors are locked.
Before the doors was locked, I put the check on the table.
I got you. The check on the table, he crossed that off.
They
The boss
coming-
is angry there.
The gentleman coming with the check on the cash register and say, I'm not going to pay nothing, not even a penny, because you overcharged me $1. Adrian says to me, go lock the door, the front door, and I'm going to call the cops. I go and I lock the front door. Adrian was on the phone. He called two times was on the phone, 2 times.
The first time they asked me if is any trouble, if any weapons or anybody is hurt. I said not yet. They said, well, there's nothing we can do about it. Then I hung up, and Mr. Featherston came with the check, and he said he's not going to pay anything.
Well, he must have said that to you before, which is why you called the police.
I called because he started getting a little bit agitated.
Well, why would he get agitated?
Because he had to pay, and he wouldn't pay. I told him, you got to pay. There's no way you're going to leave this place without paying. We served you, you ate, you even put in your containers. Then he said he's not going to pay anything. He punched me in the mouth when we're really close to each other, because I came out of the kitchen. The telephone is in the kitchen. The glasses are in the kitchen. In order for them to get to those, they got to come into a private area.
Just a second. When did he punch you in the mouth?
When I told him that he's not going to go anywhere, then he really got upset, and he called me names.
What did he say?
He said, foreigner, go back where you came from. And he punched me in the mouth. Then I leaned towards him to hold him.
With which hand did he punch you in the mouth,
With
sir?
the right hand.
Was he using crutches that day?
No.
No.
Are you certain of that?
Oh, yeah, positive.
Oh, yeah, positive.
There was no indication in the police report, sir, that you were aided by crutches that day. Were you using your crutches that day, sir?
I can't walk without him, Your Honor.
I'm just telling you.
Oh,
that
yes,
there
I
is
was.
no
Thank you. Yes.
There is no indication in the police report.
Because they saw
Anywhere.
me sitting down, period. They never saw me standing. But if you
Okay.
look at the police report, it even states that the money was on the table.
That's what you said. Did you tell him you weren't going to pay the bill?
Absolutely not. The money was on the table.
Okay. Go ahead. So first he punched you in the mouth.
He punched me in the mouth. I tried to hold him so he won't keep punching me. He went backwards a little bit against the wall. Then we went down slowly. He was kicking me from down, trying to hit me below the belt. And he grabbed on my T-shirt and viciously ripped off my T-shirt just to do some damage.
When did you hit him in the eye?
Then got him in the eye.
Who hit him in the eye?
I don't know.
Somebody hit him in the eye.
Probably, but not in my restaurant.
It's not true. It's not true. He got hit. During the course of this altercation, he got hit right around here. That's where he had the bruise. Okay. Did you have any injuries?
What we have here is a medical report from the scene. This is Lucia's. I had one, but I misplaced it. I don't have it anymore.
How were you hurt?
Because Adrian was on the phone, and the lady goes to grab the phone, and also she grabbed all the glasses, and she tried to grab me, she tried to scratch me. When she grabbed with one hand, she grabbed all the tray with the glasses, and I said, please don't touch the glasses, and please go out of the kitchen. She punched me on the mouth. And
did you do that to her?
No, ma'am.
Well, how did she get this split lip?
When she pushed me into this case of glasses, I probably grabbed out because I was falling.
So that's how you punched her in the mouth?
That must be how I punched her in the mouth.
Must have been. You both believe that you behaved badly that day?
Yes, ma'am.
You believe you behaved badly?
Yes, ma'am.
You believe you behaved badly?
I believe that I defended myself and my property. Your Honor.
No. I believe that there was an altercation in your restaurant over $1.
No, not over $1, Your Honor. This was about calling us names and then at the end punching me.
Oh, I believe that he punched you. And I believe that she punched you. And I believe that they got injured too. And I believe that there was probably a very good reason why both of you elected not to pursue mutual complaints to the police that day. So then you, Mr. Featherstone, you tell me why a year later you decided to pursue this.
Because I didn't want the aggravation of a counterclaim by these defendants here, so I waited till 2 days before the statute of limitations ran out on advice of my attorney, so that they then could not file a counterclaim prior to the statute of limitations running out.
You're pretty slick.
No, I'm not slick. My
Yeah,
attorney
sure
told me
you
to
are.
do it.
That's pretty slick. They were prepared to forget it. You, slick, decide, I'm going to wait until the day before so that they can't sue me, and I'm going to lull them into a sense of security that it's all over, and one day before the statute of limitations expires, I'm going to sue them, and then they're really going to get screwed because they will not be able to counterclaim. That's what your attorney told you to do. I think that you all behaved very badly. If I had my judgment, I would issue you $5,000, which is the amount of your claim, and you $5,000, sir, which is the amount of your claim, and you $5,000, sir, which is the amount of your claim, and you $5,000, madam, which is the amount of your claim. Therefore, you each get nothing. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I would never eat in that restaurant again.
LA, watch out for them. They're coming to your restaurant.
I have a coupon for free meal, and I still wouldn't go back there again.
Yeah, this is case number 267 on the calendar in the matter of Bricker versus McLeod. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Ms. Bricker, while you and the defendant were in a relationship, it is your claim that you financed a car for him.
That's correct.
With the understanding that he was going to make all the payments, and when all the payments were made, the title would be placed in his name. He missed a payment. You took the car back. The time Yes, according to your complaint, madam, that's what you say. You say part of your agreement was that if he missed one payment, you would take the car back. He missed a payment, you took the car back. When you took the car back, it had a bad transmission, and you want him to pay for the transmission, and that he owes you money for furniture. Now, is anything that I said incorrect?
He missed the payment in December.
I don't care when he missed it. He missed a payment.
Right, correct. But I did not get the car back until...
I don't care when you got the car back.
I didn't
the
get
reason you
the car back
took the car back is because he missed a payment.
He asked me if I wanted the car back. I did not take the car back from him. I sent him a certified letter stating that he could keep the car because I didn't want it back because I knew the transmission was damaged.
So why did you take it back?
He called and asked me if I wanted the car back. And so that's exactly what I did. I said, then fine, if you don't want the car, then give it back to me. So,
Miss Bricker, you have the car.
Correct.
You want him to pay you for the bad transmission.
Correct.
He made all the payments for the car except one.
Correct.
That's what I said.
Okay.
And you claim that you made a loan to him for furniture. He says it was never a loan for furniture. You bought some furniture for his house, but that was of your own volition. There was never a discussion of it being a loan. And you were really being sort of spiteful in taking back the car because he made all of the payments. For how long, sir?
For 11 months.
One payment he missed, and it wasn't even the last payment. It was a payment several months before. And he thought that you forgave that missed payment, and if you had asked him for it, he would have given it to you. So he is counterclaiming. He's counterclaiming for all the money he put into the car. That's what this case is about. Where is the car?
He has it right now.
I have it right now.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you have it for?
Because she told me if I started making payments on it, that she would allow me to continue to make payments on it.
That is not true.
That is
you
true.
have the car now.
I have the car now.
Good, so your counterclaim's dismissed, right? Because you have the car, right? What do you look so stunned for? What do you look stunned for? You're counterclaiming for the car payments because you say you want all the money back.
As long as
you have the car back. That was your agreement.
Because it wasn't ever my intention to give her the car back. I wanted to keep making payments on it.
That's what you're going to do, right?
Right.
So you're withdrawing your counterclaim.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, and you're withdrawing that part of your claim that deals with the transmission for the car because you didn't have it fixed. Is that right?
The reason he has the car back is because his dad's truck broke down that he was using. He called up and asked if he could rent the car from me, and I said fine. He gave me $50 on Wednesday to rent the car from me because he had no transportation to take his kids to and from school.
Miss Bricker, did you pay any money to fix the transmission on the car?
Over $3,800, yes I did.
Let me see the bill.
Your Honor. Your Honor.
There's also another. The transmission became disabled, and there was a statement that said from his mechanic that said that the car was going to need a new transmission. A year later is when I paid for the new transmission. After he called me and told me, you can have the car back. Here's the receipts.
I just want to see the bill for the transmission.
Your Honor. I intended on making payments on it and getting the transmission fixed, and she makes it seem like I just gave the car back because it was broken.
That's exactly.
That's not correct.
The car back.
We broke up.
I don't care. I don't care. You have to pay her for having the car fixed if you want it back.
I was going to pay that.
Good. Now let's hear about the furniture.
In October, I came into some money, a lot of money. And what ended up happening is he was getting ready to move out from where he was currently living with his 2 small children, and he was moving into a new place. And I wanted things nice. He had old furniture for the kids. He had absolutely nothing, no pots and pans, hardly anything in the house, because most of the stuff was missing after his divorce from his wife or separation. And so what I did, and he agreed to this, I said, here's some furniture that's for sale. I said, it's $125. It was a 7-piece, couch, sofa, love seat, coffee table, lamp, the whole thing. And I said, do you want this? And he said, yes. And I go, well, I'll pay it, and you'll pay me back. And that was the agreement. I wasn't buying this for him. I gave him other gifts other than...
We're talking about $125?
No. It's not more. It's more than that. It's stuff for the bathroom that I purchased.
All gifts.
It was not gifts.
Shh, don't speak to her. What do you need stuff for the bathroom? What's stuff for the bathroom?
Stuff for the bathroom, shower curtains, towels, clothes for the kids, dressers, all of that stuff. I paid for everything, and he agreed that he would pay me back for all of this.
Show me.
I have it.
Show me.
What do you want me to show you? He said, send me statements, and I did. I started sending them back in March to them, and I have copies of the statements that I started sending
You
them.
have something on that recording that says that he acknowledges that debt?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to hear it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Money only came up when we separated.
I'm not interested in that explanation. You were giving him money for a long time.
That's what I want to say. The only time when she asked for something is when we broke up.
You're slick.
And later today,
I went and picked up the truck. I had legal right to do so.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Well, I got court ordered to do so.
Oh, well, let me see the court order.
I don't have it on me.
Well, then you don't have it. Then you don't have it. If you don't have it with you, then you don't have it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Victoria Bricker says ex-boyfriend Alfonso McLeod owes for car damages and for an unpaid loan for furniture.
All right. Let me hear the tape, please.
Number 8 at 5:26 a.m.
Do you think hanging up on me is going to make you get paid any quicker? But like I said, before you were such an immature child and hung up the phone, I'm willing to give you your money back that I owe you. I'm also willing to give you $50 a month to ensure that you get paid and receive every last penny that I owe you. But if you don't think that that's good enough, why don't you just go ahead and take me to court? And then that way we'll find out what you will ultimately end up receiving. Either it's going to be all or it's going to be nothing. So those are your two options. You let me know what you want to do. You can go ahead and call me during my bad power hours. You can go ahead and tell me what you think about that, okay? Bye-bye.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
Well, every other conversation, she's like, well, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? Money only came up when we separated.
I'm not interested in that explanation. September 8th, you said I'm going to give you back all the money that I owe you.
And I was referring to the car.
How many more months do you have to pay her out?
About between 30 and 36.
You mean to pay to the bank?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm willing to do that.
You're slick. Tell me about the things that you purchased for the house, because you're entitled to have your say. I'm not interested in what you have to say. I'm interested in what he has to say right now. Tell me about the things that you purchased for the house and how that came about.
Okay, I had furniture, I had a TV, whatnot, blah, blah. You know, she's like, well, this is old stuff.
Were you dating at the time?
Yes.
When did you move?
December of 2001. Well, we had broken up 3 times since then, but we were still dating.
You were dating in December of 2001 when you moved. Is that correct, Miss Bricker?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I had my furniture in there, but as she says, it was old, so she offered to get new furniture. I said, okay. And she knew my situation. She knew that I was going through a divorce and that I'm paying child support for 3 other children. And I'm raising my 2 daughters by myself. So she offered to buy this furniture among other items that I felt were considered gifts. Well, if you have money to go ahead and pay me back, then go ahead. I can't pay you all at once. It's okay. Just give me money when you can. Okay.
Is that what she said to you?
Yes.
And is that what you said to her?
Yes.
So you were paying her back for the furniture?
Yes, if I had...
Shh! Listen to me. Just answer my question. You were paying her back for the furniture?
Yes.
Why did you stop?
Actually, I didn't stop, Your Honor.
Well, when was the last time you paid her any money for the furniture?
I would say probably in July.
Let me see.
Well, here's a bank statement, too, that shows the highlighted parts, or the things that are highlighted is the payments that I put into her account.
Okay, you made the car payment, so the last time you made payment was, and you're right, in July. For the other things.
Yes. Can I say something?
No! Because you're all over the place, sir. You have to have a defense. Your defense is either it was a gift, or your defense was that I don't have any more money, but you say it was a gift, but I did make payments. You don't make payments on a gift.
I was giving her money because that's what she asked for.
You were giving her money for a long time.
That's what I want to say. The only time when she asked for something is when we broke up. Everything was okay when we're together. And when we broke up, it's like, I want my car back.
How many children do you have?
5.
Is that her fault?
No, it's not her fault.
It's not her fault, sir, if you have to work 5 jobs because you made 5 children. It's not her fault. You don't take on responsibilities, borrow money that you can't pay back. You don't make more children than you can afford to take care of. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good.
She wanted the car back when we...
I didn't ask you anything else. Does this $38.42 include the car?
Yes. I subtracted the payment.
Just answer my question.
Yes,
Does that
it
say
does.
yes?
Yes, it does include the car.
Car and the furniture?
Yes, it does.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $38.42. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
You get involved with somebody, you make mistakes, you come from an honest place, and they don't.
Next time you get a girlfriend like that, make sure you have everything in writing.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Nealon versus Miller. Step forward, please.
Elizabeth Nealon is suing her boyfriend's wife, student Desiree Miller, for the value of a truck and for the return of a down comforter.
Miss Nealon, you have a boyfriend.
Yes, I do.
And what's his name? And also happens to be the defendant's husband.
That's correct.
I assume you are separated from your husband. Is that right?
Yes, we are.
How long have you been separated from your husband?
Off and on, about 3 years.
And how long were you actually living together?
Well, we've been married for 10.
So you lived together for 7?
Correct.
And you've been separated for 3. According to your complaint, Ms. Nealon, you and your boyfriend had a truck. The defendant took the truck and sold it, or junked it. She needed some money. You want to be reimbursed for the truck, as well as for a comforter that was in the truck. I assume that that's the comforter in question.
Mm-hmm.
Defendant says she had a right to take the truck. It was purchased 6 years ago when they were still living together. It was her husband's truck. She needed money. She had a right to take it and sell it, even though it wasn't in her name. That's your defense?
Pretty much, yes.
Let me see the title to the truck.
Your Honor, I also have papers here that show that they were legally separated when the truck was purchased originally.
Doesn't make any difference. Where did you take the truck from?
From my father-in-law's house.
How did you get it?
I went over there and drove it because he had messed with my car. My car was inoperable. So therefore, when he got incarcerated, I went and picked up the truck. I had legal right to do so. It was community property.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Well, I got court ordered to do so.
Oh, well, let me see the court order.
I don't have it on me.
Well, then you don't have it. Then you don't have it. If you don't have it with you, then you don't have it. Now, this car is registered in her name alone.
Prior to the registration being due, my husband had warrants out for his arrest.
I don't care. The car is registered in her name alone.
But when I took the truck, it was not registered to her and her alone.
How do I know that?
Well, she mumble-jumbled some paperwork around so she could take it out of his name so that she's sole registered owner, so then she could turn around and try to press GTA charges.
Wait just a second. Let me see the former title to the car, madam.
And I would like to add to Your Honor that she didn't drive the truck. She has her own vehicle.
Doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't make a difference. That's
No,
correct.
not at all.
But it was community property between my husband and I. He stole my vehicle, and I was told there was nothing I could do about it. It was community property. I couldn't make no report, do nothing about it. We're legally married.
Listen to me. You don't know, and the law doesn't know, whether or not he sold the vehicle. Let us say, instead of transferring the title to her, he sold the car, which was only in his name, to a third person. He sold it to Bird. Put the papers away, please, madam.
Sorry.
Under your theory, you had a right to go to Bird's house, take the truck, and junk it.
No.
Under your theory, you said it's community property. He has no right to transfer the title to somebody else.
I had already had possession of the vehicle when his name was removed and her name was the sole registered owner. I had already had possession of the vehicle.
On what date?
I don't recall the date.
Give me the month.
I don't know, last month, a month and a half ago.
Give me the month.
The month, well, what's this, October, so I'd say August.
Is that when you took the truck from your father-in-law's house?
Yes.
What did you do with the truck when you took it from your father?
I drove the truck, and within
For how long?
Maybe a month, about a month. Somebody had filled the gas tank. I mean, completely filled the gas tank with sugar. On top of that, we paid $1,600 for the truck 6 years ago. Not a dime has been invested into that truck since then, but what my passed away mother put into it, which was clutch and brakes.
You drove the truck for a month.
Correct.
And then it was rendered inoperable. Is that what you're telling me? What did you do with it after it was rendered inoperable?
Well, I gave it to the tow truck company for a ride home. The truck was completely worthless. When the engine was, and the body was shot out, and the truck was worthless.
Now, what do you know about this truck? Did it end up in a junkyard?
That's what I understand, but it's all hearsay. I really don't know what happened to it.
Did you ever check with the junkyard?
I called several junkyards and never was able to locate the truck.
Now, how much money did you pay for this truck?
$2,500.
Show me. This says that you are loaning him $2,500 dated August 20th. In lieu of the loan in return, he will put in my name the title of his truck until the loan is paid in full. If he fails to pay off the loan, he agrees the truck will be turned over to me for payment in full. He will begin making payments of $250 a month to commence upon his employment, and you both agree he should be employed no later than the middle of August and should have made at least one full payment by the end of August. Show me where you took out the $2,500 from.
I didn't bring my bank statements with me.
That's too bad. That is too bad.
I brought everything else. I thought that was going to be sufficient.
It's not.
And Your Honor,
I have to believe you that you gave him $2,500. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Now, what was he incarcerated for?
She made false allegations of him stalking her.
False.
Is he? Shh. Is he still incarcerated?
Yes, ma'am, he is.
Was he convicted or is he waiting trial?
He's awaiting trial.
When was the last time you saw him?
Last weekend.
Do you go every weekend to see him?
Yes, I do.
What kind of work do you do?
Right now I'm unemployed. She had me fired from my job.
What kind of work do you do? You're unemployed.
Sales.
And when was the last time you were employed on a full-time basis?
Was August 17th.
What kind of work were you doing?
Selling satellite television.
Where do you live now?
I live in Anaheim with my mother, who I take care of. She has Alzheimer's disease.
How long did you have that job that you lost in August?
Approximately 2.5 years.
Okay, Ms. Nealon, let me tell you this. I'm dismissing your claim with leave for you to come back and refile within 1 week.
Okay.
If you can establish to my satisfaction that you actually gave him $2,500 from a withdrawal from the bank, therefore that you actually paid in due course something for this truck, I will entertain your action again.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Not a problem.
Other than that, you get nothing. Because other than that, what happened was, truck was turned over to you to keep it out of her hands. She took it. She says it was community property. I don't know if I believe it was community property. She also has the right to bring me this order that she says it was in existence, which she also conveniently doesn't have, that allowed her to take the truck. But more importantly, from your perspective, I want to see that you gave, what's his name? $2,500 for anything. Do you understand?
Sure.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step
Oh,
out.
by the way, she can take back her down comforter.
Liz, she's just disgusting.
I have a restraining order against her.
She's a porno queen.
She's been malicious in many more ways than one.
I found pornos of her and my husband in the back of the truck.
Be careful of who you deal with.
He had warrants out for his arrest. He's low life as well.
There's vindictive women out there.
They deserve each other, and I hope they will be happy.
Be seated and have a seat.
How old are you, sir?
22, Your Honor.
Are you an only child?
No, I'm not.
Are you the baby in the family?
Yes, I am.
You know, I could have almost predicted that.
Yeah?
Yes, I
Yes,
could have.
sorry, Your Honor.
You still live at home?
Yes.
This is just sort of research for me.
Uh-huh.
Now let's get to the lawsuit. Okay. He was driving your car.
Yes, he was.
With your daughter in it.
Yes.
They were friends, boyfriend, girlfriend. He fell asleep. He wrecked the car.
Yes, he did.
He says it's not his fault. So I want to hear why it's not his fault. Go ahead.
I don't think it's all my fault. I think it's part my fault that I wrecked the car, but I don't think I'm...
Which part? First tell me when it happened.
I couldn't tell you the exact date, Your Honor, but...
Give me a month.
March, I believe.
Beginning, middle, or end?
Beginning of March, Your Honor.
It would be March.
It was May 19th.
It was May 19th. That's close to March. They both start with an M. Okay. How did it come about that you were driving the plaintiff's car?
On the night of questioned, I was in bed sleeping. I received a phone call from Jessica stating that she was getting off work around 2 a.m. and she needed me to do her a favor. So she asked if she can come get me and go for a ride.
You were sound asleep. What time did she call you?
Around 2 o'clock in the morning.
And what time had you gone to sleep?
Maybe 12 o'clock. I work at 7 that morning.
Okay. And you were due to get up at 7?
Yes.
So why didn't you tell Jessica, don't stop by on your way home from work? You're driving, go directly home. I have to get up early in the morning.
I guess I'm a sucker for cute girls.
Yes. And you know, you were just going to go out and do what? at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Just, I guess, talk. We were just...
You were just going to talk?
She was bored. She wanted some companion. She wasn't sleepy.
Let me explain something to you, sir. You're 22 years old? You didn't get out of bed because you thought you were going to talk at 2 o'clock in the morning. All right. So she came by your house, and you got dressed.
Yes.
And you went outside.
Yes.
And what happened when you went outside?
I got in the car. She was driving at the time. We drove around for a little bit, and then she was getting sleepy, so she asked me to drive.
When you drove around, you're just driving around?
Basically, yes.
Wow.
Well, at that point in time, she really can't come to my house, and I really can't go to her house, so...
Why is that?
Differences in the past.
Differences with whom?
My family and her family.
Oh. So it's like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, sort of.
So you're driving around, and she's doing the driving, and then what happened?
She started to get sleepy also, so she asked me if I can drive. I told her that at the time I was also sleepy, that I didn't want to drive, but I gave in and decided to drive. I thought I was stronger than she was at the time, so
Well, that was a misjudgment on your
Yes, it
part.
really was.
Because you fell asleep.
Yes.
What did you hit?
I hit a bus sign, a trash can, and 3 parking meters.
Lucky you didn't hit 3 people.
Yes.
Is the story he's telling me pretty accurate?
Almost.
Well, why don't you come up here and finish it? You're Jessica?
Yes.
All right, Jessica. First, why did you call him at 2 o'clock in the morning?
I had gotten off work and wanted to go get something to eat.
Yes.
So I called him, and he said he would come with me. So I came to his house, picked him up. We went on our way to get something to eat. I was tired, realized that we didn't want to go, and he offered to drive.
You were on your way downtown, and you realized you didn't want to go.
I didn't want to go anymore. I was really tired myself. And he noticed and offered to drive. Get in the car, I'm sleeping. The next thing I know, I wake up, and there's smoke everywhere, and I look behind me, and there's all types of damage to the sidewalk and to the car.
What kind of car were you driving?
A Nissan Altima.
What year?
96.
Was the car fixed?
It's beyond repair. I have pictures and I have estimates. The estimate's more than the car's worth.
Do you have the Blue Book value on the car?
No, I don't.
Well, I need that.
Okay.
Would you see if you can get the Blue Book for me on this car? Thank you. We have a price?
$2,775.
Jesus. Now, Tracy.
Yes, Your Honor.
She was not smart to call you at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I wasn't smart to leave my house at 2 in the morning either.
That's right. Because you got more than the hamburger that you bargained for.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that you're not responsible.
I understand.
And when I read your answer, I said, I'm going to make scrambled eggs out of you.
Sorry.
But you look like a nice enough young man.
Thank you.
So I'm not going to make scrambled eggs out of you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm giving them $2,775 in a judgment because it was your fault. If somebody asks you to do something and you're not equipped to do it because you're tired, then you say, no, I can't drive. Let's pull over and call a cab. Pull over and call your mother. Pull over and call my father, or we'll walk home. Better yet, you don't go out at all. But since you made all of those cumulative mistakes, you have to pay for it. Judgment to the plaintiff in the amount of $2,775. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
For a while there, he thought it wasn't his fault, but I think he's changed his mind.
I learned a lot of lessons as a result of this.
I was a little upset.
Don't answer your phone late at night if you're sleeping.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Munoz versus Madrigal, step forward, please.
Records clerk Rosalinda Munoz is suing shop owner Lupe Madrigal for the cost of 4 dresses and a photographer. Rosalinda says the dresses for her daughter's celebration were the wrong color.
Miss Munoz, according to what I've read, your daughter was celebrating her 15th birthday. This is your daughter. And it is your custom to have sort of a coming out party, a big party, when a young lady reaches 15. Is that right?
Yes.
What is it called?
A quinceañera.
And you planned a large party, and as a matter of fact, there were several hundred people coming to the party.
Yes.
You commissioned the defendant to make dresses for your daughter's friends.
Yes.
And she agreed, and you came to a price. What was the price for the dresses?
The green dresses that we originally ordered were $120 each.
And how many did you order?
There were to be 11.
Your complaint is that 4 of the dresses came back in the wrong color.
Correct.
And you want that money back.
Right.
And you also want back the money that you paid to the photographer, because according to you, the pictures were not as you anticipated they would be because of the different color dresses. Ms. Madrigal says that she does in fact acknowledge the different colors. Even I could see, are those the 2 different colors?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That they were totally different colors. She says slightly off shade. That's really bad. And that you shouldn't make such a big deal about it. That's basically a defense. Is that right?
Yes.
Is there any more that I left out?
We ordered the dresses.
You ordered the dresses from someone else. You didn't
Right,
make them.
exactly. No, we did not make the dresses.
Okay. Can I see those dresses, please? These were dresses that she was not making. She was buying. She was the middle person.
Right.
Where did the dresses come from, Miss Madrigal?
From Texas.
Well, they are lovely dresses, but I certainly see what you mean, that they're totally the wrong color. How many of these were there? 4?
4.
Did the girls wear them?
Yes, they did.
Can I see the photographs, please?
Yes.
Why don't you go up and stand next to your mom? Tell me your name.
Juliana.
Juliana? Bird, you can give these back to the plaintiff. Oh, these pictures are lovely. Juliana, it looks to me as if you had a great time at this party, did you?
Well, yes.
Your dress is beautiful. Your dress was white?
Yeah.
Why do you think that the defendant should be responsible for what you paid to the photographer?
Because the pictures and the video are what's left to us as memories of the event.
Why do you think it's her fault that the manufacturer sent the wrong dresses?
I don't think it's her fault that the manufacturer sent the wrong dresses. What I think is that she should have did something for us. She gave these girls their dresses the day of the event. They arrived 2 days prior to the event.
Did the girls go to pick them up 2 days prior to the event?
No, they went to look at them 2 days prior to the event.
Right.
And pick them up the day of the event.
Well, that's not her fault.
That's not her fault, but she could have did something as far as the color. She has a boutique. It's a store. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event. It doesn't...
Ms. Munoz, she's not responsible for your photographer. You purchased the dresses from her, from a manufacturer. She was the middle person. Manufacturer sent 4 of the dresses in the wrong color. You had an option at that point. Your option was not to take the dresses and go out and find other dresses, or take the dresses and use them. Did she give you a discount on the 4 dresses?
Yes, she did.
What was the discount?
Half price.
So you actually paid $60 a piece for those dresses?
Correct.
Did you pay for, Miss Madrigal, those 4 dresses?
Yes, I did. And I had ordered shawls, and not only that, but the shawls did not come in. What I did is I ran around all the fabric stores until I found the color. That's when I told Mrs. Munoz that I had found the color of the fabric if she wanted us to make the dresses. She told me yes at one time, so I told the seamstress we're going to have to stay until we're done with these dresses. I gave all the girls free alterations for the air, and I gave the girls a 50% off those light color dresses.
Well, what did she say when you said, I can make the dresses and we'll stay all night?
She said there was not enough time.
She said there was not enough time.
Yes, she did.
Anyway, the pictures look beautiful. You had a wonderful time? Sure you did. Yeah. Don't tell me that because some of your girlfriends wore white dresses, you were miserable the whole day. I mean, that's ridiculous. You don't want me to think you're ridiculous, do you? No, of course not. You had a wonderful time. That's what you're supposed to have. You're not supposed to get bogged down with little things that really, in the scheme of life, are meaningless. You had a wonderful time. And if a dress is going to make you miserable, then your priorities are all off. Do you understand that?
But my friends, when they see the dresses, they don't want to come in my quinceañera.
Listen, if your friends are being stupid, that doesn't mean you have to be stupid. Right? Huh? Now, if a member of your family couldn't be there because of illness or because of something else, that's a reason to be sad. Because the dress is the wrong color? Get your priorities straight.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
She didn't want my boyfriend there. If my boyfriend came to the house, he had to go directly to my room. He couldn't sit on our furniture. He couldn't sit in the living room. She just didn't like him. She didn't want him there.
Grow up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rosalinda Munoz says shop owner Lupe Madrigal owes for the cost of 4 dresses. Rosalinda says they were the wrong color.
Seems to me, Miss Munoz, that the defendant did everything that was reasonable under the circumstances. She ran around, she made the shawls herself, charged you half price for the dresses. You took the dresses, you used them. You used them for the event.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The shawls and this off-white color don't match. They're a little bit different. They almost match, but they're different.
What are you going to do with the dresses?
You can see that in the pictures.
What are you going to do with the dresses?
Nothing.
What are you going to do with the green dresses?
Nothing.
Now you'll do the same nothing with the white dresses.
Right.
Miss Munoz, get a life. Listen, and don't teach your daughter the wrong thing. This lady did the best she could under the circumstances. If you didn't want the dresses, all you had to do was say, listen, I'll go out and find other dresses. I'm not paying you at all for the dresses. I'm not using them.
But, Your Honor, I was in a time restraint there. I had
Of course
2
you
days.
were.
This event took me over a year to plan. Over a year. It's like a wedding. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Yeah, you're only 15 once.
Exactly.
You're only 20 once. You're only 21 once. You're only 25
You're
once.
right.
You're only 50 once.
You're right. But this event was ruined for my daughter because of this mistake.
I am going to tell you something. If what you tell me is that the event was ruined because of the dress, I am telling you that you and your daughter don't have your priorities straight. If a whole event is ruined because the color of a dress is off, you and your daughter better sit down and reevaluate what's important in life. This is not. You use the dresses for their intended purpose.
We had no choice.
No, you had a choice. Your choice was to go and get other dresses.
Not in 2 days, we couldn't.
Yes, you could have, and you would have had to pay for them. These dresses you got half price. It was a bargain. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
After a year of planning, we only had 2 days, so we had no choice.
I did my best.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime event.
We worked over hours, you know, trying to get all the alterations done, and we did it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Buchanan versus Cable. Step forward, please.
20-year-old office manager Jennifer Buchanan is suing her former roommate, 19-year-old salesperson Desiree Cable, for breaking their apartment lease. Desiree says Jennifer was acting like a mother.
Miss Buchanan, I assume that you and the defendant were friends when you signed this one-year lease on an apartment. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you sign the lease?
On February 7th, 2003.
And rent on the apartment was how much?
It's $880 a month.
Is it 1 bedroom or 2?
2.
Were you both working?
Yes.
Great. Okay. And according to your complaint, Miss Cable at some point early on in the lease moved out. She, according to you, moved back with her boyfriend. And she continued to pay the rent on the apartment, despite the fact that she was not living there, for how many months?
4 to 6 months.
When did you move out?
I moved out probably the end of March.
So April, May, June, July, and August. 5 months you paid rent.
Right.
Correct?
No, August 1st, she stopped paying everything.
So she paid rent for 4 months.
Correct.
And you want her to be responsible for her share of the remainder of the lease.
Correct.
What did you do to get another roommate?
I never did. I mean, we just met and we came into this on an agreement together.
I understand that's what you're saying to me. She moved out of the apartment in March.
Correct.
You know that she's not moving back because she's living with her boyfriend. What did you do to do the right thing and try to get another roommate?
I can't get another roommate. We came into this, it's for the first 12 months of the lease, it is based on your income. So there was not anybody, I mean, I would have to find somebody specifically within her income restrictions in order to move in because mine didn't change.
What did you do to try to get another roommate?
Nothing.
You have to. Why did you move out?
She was acting like my mother. She didn't want my boyfriend there. If my boyfriend came to the house, he had to go directly to my room. He couldn't sit on our furniture. He couldn't sit in the living room. She just didn't like him. She didn't want him there. So I moved out.
Why did you like a boyfriend?
I never had a problem with her boyfriend, to my knowledge.
In any event, she wanted to move back. According to your answer, Ms. Buchanan said that she had a new roommate starting in August.
She said that her boyfriend lease ran up at the end of July, and she was going to ask him to move in.
When did she tell you that?
Probably beginning of April, she had mentioned it.
Listen, you have a responsibility to mitigate damages, but she also has a responsibility, if she's moving out, to find another roommate for you. Except you told her your boyfriend was moving in.
No, I didn't tell her he was moving in. mentioned it, that there could be a possibility, but the leasing department said no, that the income wouldn't work.
When did you tell her that?
I came home and there was a note saying that she's not paying. I never gave her a yes or no answer. So I said,
well, you better find a roommate, madam.
me?
You better find a roommate. She's not paying any more rent.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, she's not paying any more rent. You have a responsibility to mitigate the damages. You allowed her to move out. You said, my boyfriend may be moving in. His lease is up at the end of July, which means that she didn't look for anybody else because she assumed that your boyfriend was going to move in. Miss Cable did the right thing. She acted honorably in paying rent, even though she wasn't living there for 4 months. 4 months is a long enough period of time for you to try to find somebody else. You did not. That's not her problem. Grow up. Goodbye. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm just not paying rent anymore for someplace I don't live.
She signed a lease, so I figured she would be obligated.
She just said if he came here, he had to go directly to your room.
I don't know what she's talking about. I never really spoke to her boyfriend.
I just didn't even fool with her, so we just never even came there.
She was just never there.
I guess she thought she was going to get some money, but I guess she didn't.
I don't think it was a fair judgment.
And Judge, you may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Ms. Rosales, according to your complaint, the defendant, who was your former boyfriend, and you went on a trip this past summer to Mexico.
Correct.
About a month afterwards, you broke up with, or he broke up with you. It was a mutual thing. I don't know. You broke up. And you claim that he still owes you for some expenses from the trip.
Correct.
He says he does not. How long were you away?
We were away for a month.
How could you get away for a month? You have a good job?
No, I don't have a job. I just saved up money 2 years in advance, and I sold my stock to go on this trip.
Had you been working before you went on the trip?
Yes. My last job ended in November, but I'm a full-time student, so.
Were you working?
Yes, Your Honor.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm in retail management.
And you could take a month off from your job?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. What was the arrangement?
We were going to go away for 1 month, July 10th to August 8th. And I was going to bring my own money. He was going to bring his. I brought $1,000 in traveler's checks and $1,000 in cash. About a week prior to us leaving, he told me he wasn't going to have enough money, and he wanted to know if he could borrow my credit card. And I asked him how he was going to pay for it. He told me that he was going to sell his stock when he returned. I knew that his portfolio had more than max on my credit card, so I knew that he was good for that amount of money. I agreed. We went on the trip, and we pretty much paid for everything 50-50. For like hotels, I would pay for my half in cash. He would pay for his half on the credit card. Everything else was 50-50. We made a conscious effort to do it that way so we wouldn't take each other's money. We came back August 8th. A little bit afterwards, I asked him how his stock was doing. It dropped dramatically, and he told me that because his stock dropped, he didn't have enough money and he wasn't going to pay me.
No. Sarah had been begging me for the last year before we went on the trip. Please, babe, can we go on a trip? I just want to go somewhere this summer.
Don't get dramatic with me. Don't get dramatic.
Anyway, she knew that if I went on a trip for a month, I'd lose a month in pay from work. So before we went on the trip, she knew I couldn't afford.
Don't tell me what she knew. I want you to tell me what you talked about.
I was going to bring some of my own money and pay for whatever I could. And she'd take care of the rest because she knew I couldn't do it otherwise.
No, just a sec. There's a difference between what you believe she knew and what you discussed. Do you understand? So I want to know what discussion you say took place before you went with regard to using her credit card.
Well, it was her credit card and I wasn't going to be paying for it.
It's a lie.
I was going to pay for whatever I could afford to pay for.
No.
Okay.
With the money I brought.
Don't speak. When did your money run out?
I'd say about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks into the trip.
That sounds unlikely, sir. That means that there were only a few days left that you relied on the credit card. Is that what you're saying?
Well, she was using the credit card.
Let us say you went to a hotel. You stayed in a hotel for 28 days, various hotels. How were the hotels paid for, Mr. McKeon?
I'd pay for what I could in cash, and she'd charge it on her credit card or pay for it in cash with her money.
So what you're telling me is the hotel bills were, for the most part, paid in cash?
No.
Shh. So how were they paid?
Well, some of it was paid for in cash.
Yes.
I don't really remember.
What about your meals, sir?
I paid for some of the meals and she paid for some of them.
Were any of the meals paid for with a credit card?
Yeah.
How did you contribute to those meals that were paid on the credit card?
Well, she would pay for those because I'd pay for a meal one day or for lunch, and she'd pay for a meal for dinner.
So what you're saying, Mr. McKean, is that for the vast majority of this trip, you paid your own way.
Yeah, definitely.
That's not what you say in your answer, Mr. McKean, that you signed and that you swore to. You said, I had very limited money. She really wanted to go and offered to pay for all the accommodations and any additional expenses incurred on the trip. All I could afford to pay for was my plane ticket and some spending money. Does that refresh your recollection?
Yeah, but...
Well, that's what you swore to, sir. And I assume that when you wrote this answer, you reflected on it, and in this answer you said you paid for your plane ticket and brought some spending money, but that she had agreed to pay for all of your accommodations and any other additional expenses on the trip. Now, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, that's true, Your Honor.
So you did not pay with your money for 3.5 weeks when you were on the trip. And then, as you just told me a moment ago, just a few days we used on her credit card. That wasn't true.
No, I helped out when
now
I
let me
could.
see. Now let me see your bills.
There's a breakdown, and also I have, this is one of the payments that was made. He made 2 payments to me. He made one payment to me of $40 so I could repay my mother back.
50.
Your Honor, that was just
and
to help
another
her
payment
out.
of
I was just trying to help her
and
out.
another payment of $50 that I paid to the credit card.
Your Honor, she told me that after the trip, she'd get a part-time job and make payments on the credit card,
How
and it wouldn't
can
be
I?
a
When
problem.
No, don't speak to him. I want to hear him. GB, I want to hear him. Go ahead, let me hear.
She told me that after the trip, she'd get a part-time job to cover the expenses, to pay the credit card debt off, and it wouldn't be a problem. And then when we got back, she started asking me for money. Please help me with this, you know, I can't afford to pay this. And I said, well, you were going to get a job.
How much do you earn at your job?
Approximately $800 a week.
You support anyone other than yourself?
No.
You have an apartment?
Yeah.
You pay rent?
Yeah, I have roommates, so.
Good. What's your share of the rent?
About $600.
I never heard anybody describe their rent as about $600.
You either know it or you don't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sarah Rosales says ex-boyfriend Sean McKean promised to pay his share of a month-long vacation in Mexico.
Go ahead.
My witness here, my roommate, she heard him say that he was going to pay for it.
He's going to pay for it. Go away on a vacation for a month. You don't go away with any money.
I did bring money.
Did you bring just a second, did you bring a credit card?
No.
Why not?
I don't have a credit card.
Why not?
I don't like credit cards.
What do you like?
I've run up debt before.
What?
I've just had bad experiences with credit cards. I don't like them.
You have stocks?
Yeah.
Stocks are good.
Not lately.
I understand that. So you don't like to sell the stocks when they're down, except when you owe money.
I don't owe money.
Yeah, you do.
Whatever.
Yeah, you do. But you have a problem, Ms. Rosales, and I'm going to tell you what your problem is. It's clear to me the following. You went away with $2,000. You say his portion of these bills, which total together are $3,300.
Correct.
That would mean that if you double that, it would be $6,600.
Yes, he also purchased things on my credit card just for himself. He bought himself a surfboard. When we went to Chichen Itza to climb the pyramids, he bought like $200 in souvenirs. I have a list of things that I know for sure that he bought for himself. He bought swim trunks. He bought just different things for himself that I didn't buy.
Did you buy anything on these credit cards, sir, just for your own personal use?
I bought a pair of swimming trunks, yeah.
What about a surfboard?
Yeah, I bought a surfboard because it would have been cheaper to buy a surfboard than rent one at the place we were at.
How much was it?
It was like $200.
No, it was $388.59. This is just of what I know that he bought for sure. There's other souvenirs that he has his whole room's full of souvenirs. I mean, he bought all of Mexico.
Well, on the credit card?
Yes, like he bought the surfboard at the hotel. So it looks like a hotel stay, like that we stayed there, but he bought it there. Swim trunks, souvenirs is also.
Sounds to me if you don't have enough money, sir, that you watch surfboarding on TV instead of paying $388 for a surfboard.
That's no fun, though, Your Honor.
I didn't have enough money to buy myself souvenirs.
Ms. Rosales.
So, sorry.
Yes, you
Rosales,
did. You bought
do not-
$2,000.
Hey. He owes you money.
Yeah.
However, you don't escape without a tongue lashing. If you're being stupid, don't expect me to be sympathetic. You don't give a boyfriend a credit card. Ever. No way. Nothing. You don't give anybody a credit card, especially somebody that you are not related to by blood or marriage or committed to by virtue of an engagement. Even then, it's dumb and stupid. So you don't get any awards for brains.
I understand that, but I have loaned him money before and he's paid me back, so I had no reason not to trust him.
But I don't know how much he owes you.
It's $3,305.
I don't know or anything.
And 2 cents.
Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. I guarantee you, as good as you think you were on this trip, you weren't. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,300. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She wanted the money because she bit off more than she could chew.
I'm just ecstatic that she didn't believe him.
Pretty girls get away with everything. Justice was not served.
He's so full of it. He's just unbelievable.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Miller versus Hardesty, step forward, please.
19-year-old entertainment agent Jessica Miller and her husband, Howard Miller, are suing Jessica's cousin, 18-year-old carpet installer Stephen Hardesty, for breaking a lease. Stephen says Howard has a problem controlling his anger.
Mr. and Mrs. Miller, the defendant is your cousin. Whose cousin is he?
Mine.
According to your complaint, he signed a lease with you to live in some sort of property that you had for a year. He lived there for a couple of months. You claim he owes you for 10 months' rent because he left voluntarily.
Right.
And the defendant says that he was forced to move out by your husband, and therefore he owes you nothing. What kind of property did he rent from you?
My husband and I have a townhouse that we rent. When we signed the lease, he also signed the lease with us. We don't own it. We rent it from somebody else.
Your husband and you signed the lease when?
June 1st of 2001.
When did the defendant sign the lease?
Same date.
So what happened?
We had a few rules in the house. Before everybody moved in, we agreed on a few rules, being no drugs at all. It had to be quiet at night. You had to clean up after yourself. Just basic house rules. For the 6 weeks he lived with us, we had fights every other day about house rules not being cleaned up and stuff like that. One afternoon, his girlfriend at the time had said something to my husband about me, and when I got home that night, he said, "Don't talk to him, we're gonna have a house meeting when we get home."
Was his girlfriend living there?
She was, but she wasn't supposed to be. The deal with that was they have a child together. She was supposed to stay weekends so he can see the baby, and she could come over so he could see the baby.
Whose rule was that?
It was just an agreement we had until they got married, because she couldn't go on our lease until they were married.
Why not?
Because she's underage. She's only 16.
Shh. Okay, go ahead.
So she had an altercation with her parents to where she had to stay at the house. That was fine because the baby was there and there wasn't a whole lot of problems. But things just started getting out of hand. She wasn't working and neither was I. So we were supposed to take care of the house. And it seemed like it was me always scrubbing the bathrooms and cleaning the kitchens and doing everything. There was a lot of fighting going on. And one night in particular, they had some people over and they had a food fight. There was chocolate cake smeared into my living room carpet. I had an ornament that was precious to me broken. So I told him about it because I was very upset, and he was going to talk to them when they came in. And things got out of hand with them, and he said, "Look, Sarah's got to go. She's not on the lease. She's not even old enough to live here. She's got to leave." So that started a huge fight. And one thing led to another, and Steve said, "Well, she has to go. I'm going too." So he left, and he came back about an hour later with a cop to get a few things out of the house, and we hadn't seen him since.
What have you done to try to rent that other?
We can't rent it because his stuff is still there.
What's there?
His bed, their clothes, other personal things of his, paperwork they left there, boxes of other
What's
things.
all your stuff doing there?
I wasn't able to get a hold of them to go get
Well,
it.
the house hasn't moved. You take a police officer and you go over there with a truck and you get your stuff.
That is not why I had the police over there.
I don't care why you had the police over there. Okay. I'm going to assume as follows, that they told your girlfriend to leave, and you said, if she and the baby go, I'm going too, and I consider that an eviction of you. Do you understand?
Ma'am, at that time, the baby wasn't living there. Her mother had taken the baby.
Yes, because of all the yelling and screaming that her husband did. Whenever my daughter would see him, she would
You understood that
cry.
if you said Sarah's going, that he was going to go too.
No, because they had fought and she had left 3 or 4 times.
When did you physically leave the premises, sir?
July 19th.
Did you pay July's rent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he pay July's
Yes.
rent? What was your share of the rent?
$375.
So August, September, and October, so far you didn't pay,
No, ma'am.
right? It's not a very difficult case. If you tell the girlfriend to leave, he's going to leave. You told the girlfriend to leave?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Mr. Hardesty, he says that he just told your girlfriend to leave. Did he tell you to leave too?
Not exactly, but once I told him that if she was leaving, I was leaving too, he said, fine, get your stuff and get out. And then he calls my wife a derogatory name.
When did you get married?
July 20th.
So
And-
did this all happen the day before the wedding?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And then after he made the derogatory comment, I told him to shut up, that I was not talking to him. And then I heard my wife get out of the car and say something, so I looked over, and then when I went to look back, he punched me in the side of the face.
Man,
and then
that's
I
not
left.
how that happened
No,
at
ma'am.
all. What had happened was our stairwell comes into our living room. He and I were standing on the stairwell, and he was standing in front of it.
No.
Sarah had said many, many comments that night about me being a fat, lazy, because I did not work. I stayed home to take care of our home. There were a lot of derogatory comments that every single person here said something. What had happened when he said she has got to go? Stephen said, well, she is not leaving without me. So he said, fine, I'm leaving. He went downstairs, and as he said, I followed him down. I said, look, this is not the way I want things to end. And we pretty much agreed that it had to end that way. There was no other way. So he walked out to his car to see what she was doing. When he came back up, he came at my husband. And my husband just held his arms out to push him. So the step under our house, he just didn't make it up the step. And then when he got back up, he came at my husband, and my husband swung at him.
His arms were out like that, so I thought he was trying to tackle me.
No, ma'am.
So I swung at him.
Mr. and Mrs. Miller, since you have been required to pay the full rent for the months that he has things there which do not enable you to rent that part of your house to somebody else, you have to be compensated for that. You have to do, however, whatever you can to find someone else. But if you're going to rent the house to somebody else, you have to start looking. You can't start looking until he gets his stuff out. So this is what you're going to do. You are going to get all of his stuff. 5 days from today, all of your stuff is going to be out in the street. Do you understand?
Yes.
They are going to call Salvation Army or whatever else and have Salvation Army come the next day. So you have 1 day to get your stuff. Other than that, it's gone. Clothes, pictures, valuables, bed, dresser, anything else that's there. You got 1 day to get it.
Why should I only have 1 day when they
Because that's
told me
what
to
I'm
get
giving
out?
you. 1 day, unless you pay rent, which you haven't done. Do we understand each other? I'm going to reduce
no.
this to an order so that you can read it over and over again and understand it.
But what if all of my stuff is not out?
Sir, they don't want your stuff, and it's been 4 months already, and you haven't gone back for it, so I assume you're not missing it. Okay, so then you have a month to find somebody else, because I am awarding you 4 months' rent, or $1,500. Sir, you got a very narrow window to get your stuff out. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
That night when all this stuff went down, I mean, after that, I knew that it wasn't going to work.
We're family. We've known each other our whole lives. I just wanted it to all get finally settled.
What can you do?
What's fair is fair.
It's better this way.
I think what was best happened.
Don't move in with anybody.
Don't live with family or friends.
That's case number 393 on the calendar in the matter of Prieto versus Alta. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Ms. Prieto, you rented a house to the defendant.
That's correct.
And it is your claim that he is responsible for a fire in your home that resulted in damage. Some of the damage was covered by insurance, but a great deal of it was not covered by insurance, and you want him to pay the balance.
That's correct.
Your out-of-pocket expenses. Mr. Alfter? Mm-hmm. Is that the way you pronounce your name?
Yes, ma'am.
You look petrified. Are you scared of me?
No.
You should be.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mr. Alfter says that your homeowner's insurance should have covered whatever losses there were. He wasn't doing anything wrong, and it was just an accident. That's your defense.
Yes.
Your Honor, I disagree.
How old are you, sir?
20.
When did you move out of your home?
I've been on my own since I was about 18.
And how have you been taking care of yourself?
I work.
For whom?
Family business.
What kind of business?
Construction. Do concrete work.
Whose business is it?
It's my grandfather's.
Who else works there?
The crew, my dad, my brothers.
So it's a big business?
Yeah.
It's a lucrative business?
Yeah.
How much? Yes, try yes.
Yes.
How much do you get paid?
$30 an hour.
And you work 7 days a week, 6 days a week, 5 days a week?
40-hour weeks.
So you've got money in the bank?
I'm all right.
What?
Said I'm all right. Yes.
You have a car?
Yes.
You look like you're in good shape. Do you work out?
Yes.
You work out at home or in a gym?
The gym.
You have a gym membership?
Yes.
I ask you all these questions, sir, because I'm trying to find out a little bit about you. Because this complaint says, Mr. Alfter, that the fire that started in Miss Prieto's house, on what date?
September the 12th.
On what date did he move into the house?
He moved in July 1st.
Was started because in your bedroom, right?
In master bedroom, correct.
People usually sleep in the master bedroom, right?
Yes.
How many bedrooms were there in the house?
5.
How many people were living in the house?
Just 2.
You and who else?
Me and my roommate.
Male or female?
No.
So that those were 2 bedrooms. You don't spend the night with your roommate, right? You each have your own bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But I guess you didn't want you or your roommate to get the master bedrooms because then it would be unequal, so that you each stayed in other bedrooms.
Yes.
And you were using your master bedroom to grow marijuana. You actually hadn't brought in the plants yet, according to the complaint and the answer, but it was all set up with a whole bunch of lights, right?
Yes, it's equipment.
I mean, you weren't planning on shooting a film in there, were you?
No.
You were going to grow marijuana.
Yes.
What were you going to do with it when you grew it?
Well, I have anxiety, and I was going to try to get my card, cannabis card.
You have anxiety?
Yeah.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Your parents are alive?
Yes.
Did they know you were coming here today?
Yes.
Did they know that 10 million people were going to be watching you today?
Yes.
Did they offer you any warning, sir?
Yes.
And I know that it's not relevant to the case, but because I am a mother, what your parents said to you.
They told me I better learn my lesson.
Both of them?
Yes.
Sounds like my kind of people. Who do you expect to pay for these damages that weren't covered by Miss Prieto's insurance as a result of your lunacy in trying to start a marijuana farm in her house?
Myself.
Right. So why didn't you just pay her, sir? Why did you force her to come here? No, I mean, I know that she looks lovely and she appears to be a very nice lady, but why didn't you just say, I'm really sorry, I acted like an idiot, I'm 20 years old, I'm not fully grown up yet, you know, just help me out here. It'll never happen again, I'm going to cut my hair so I can see, you know, all of those things.
The sum, that amount that she wanted was pretty high. I thought the insurance would have covered it, but I was going to pay the deductible.
Yeah, but the insurance company didn't, for instance, pay for all the landscaping around the house that was singed.
But when I moved in the house, the land or the landscaping wasn't too caught up.
May not have been too caught up. What about the fact that she didn't have the use of her house for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's my fault.
So who should pay for that?
Myself.
Yes, ma'am. Can I see the bills, please?
Sure. Oh. And I have pictures also.
Should have listened to your parents, Mr. Alfter. Father's a pretty tough guy?
Yeah.
Are you using your real name today, sir?
Yes.
Is your father's last name the same as yours?
Yes.
Look what you did to her house. Bird, look what he did to her house. You planned on smoking an awful lot of weed, sir, for your anxiety. Why don't you go to a therapist for your anxiety?
I don't know.
Well, I would try a therapist before I would start farming again.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He's very anxious because he's not smart. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Say.
Judge Judy. Maria Prieto claims her son's former friend, James Alfter, started a fire in her home while trying to grow marijuana.
Who helped you with all this, sir?
I did it myself.
What about your roommate?
No, well, he helped a little bit.
Was he going to be your partner?
No.
What does he do for a living?
He works.
For whom?
He does construction, too.
For your father?
No. No.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Please.
Okay, as far as all that equipment he purchased, and it was worth over supposedly $6,000, and he didn't have money to pay the rent. So he had money to go out there and buy all that, plus, start his little lab thing. But on the other hand, he's making $30 an hour, and he could have just stepped up to the plate and said, I'm going to pay you. Even payments. I said, can you make payments? And he's like, yeah, I will. Never followed through.
He's very anxious because he's not smart. Mm-hmm. And unless he gets smarter, he's going to remain anxious. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Say sorry.
Sorry.
Not to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000, that's all.
Why is that excused? You may step out.
Actually, I feel that he should be liable for more, and I don't think the insurance company should have to pay for his ignorance.
I'm just really sorry for what I did to her, causing the problems I did.
I was at the doctor's office, and my girlfriend called me and told me that my house was on fire.
I smelled some burning, so I checked in my attic and I seen some smoke up there.
When I got there, the whole street was blocked.
So I put water on the spot that had smoke.
We had detectives, police officers, everybody.
I tried to go back to sleep and it still kind of smelled like smoke, So I was like, all right, well, I'll just go home to my parents' house and stay the night there.
The room itself, when I walked in, it wasn't just the fire damage, it's just the way he set everything up. It was ridiculous.
My mom wakes me up at about 11 in the morning. The house was on the news and the news said it was a meth lab.
Even though I did my homework, I did credit checks, I did everything. Nowadays, it's really hard to trust anybody.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Tarabi versus Golden. Step forward.
Amelia Tarabi is suing her neighbor, Jessica Golden, for damage to her car caused by her pit bull. Amelia claims the dog scratched the paint while sunbathing on the roof.
Mr. Robbie, you and the defendant are neighbors, and according to your complaint, the defendant has a couple of dogs, large dogs.
Yes.
You had a new car, and it is your claim that her dogs jumped on both the hood and the roof of your car to get the sun and cause damage and scratching to the car. You want the defendant to pay for that damage. And in addition to that, you say that you were forced to park in the street at some point and got a parking ticket. You want her to pay the parking ticket. Forget the parking ticket. You park in the street, that's your problem. Let's get to the scratched car. What kind of property do you live in? Do you live in a condo unit? Do you have a private house?
We live in a duplex, so it's just the two of our units, and there's a long driveway, and there's a gate which sections off the back where we park our cars. We're both allowed to have two cars back there.
Is it a backyard?
There's a yard, and there's also a concrete driveway, as well as garage space.
Did you ever see the defendant's dogs on your car?
Yes.
When?
It was about a week after I noticed the damages. When I got back from out of town and I noticed the damages, I called her and I told her what had happened.
Tell me what you saw.
I saw dog scratches all over the hood of the car.
I understand you say that the car was damaged and scratched. A week later, you saw her dogs on the car. Tell me exactly what you saw.
Okay. I looked out of my kitchen windows. I was walking by it, and I saw her dog on top of my car on the roof, where there would be a sunroof, laying on the roof.
Were her dogs regularly in the backyard without being leashed?
Yes.
Did you ever discuss that with her?
Yes, but it was just something that's what I got this apartment for, and my dogs are going to be in the yard. So there was nothing I could do about keeping her dogs in or out of the yard, and they'd start barking at 7:30 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night, but they had never caused damage to any of the vehicles back there before.
Did anyone else see her dogs on the top of your car?
Yes, the day that I looked out of my kitchen window, my friend Andrew was over, we were having lunch, and I saw the dog on my car, and I ran down the back stairs to shoo the dog off of my car, and Andrea was still upstairs.
Your last name?
Labe.
Tell me what you saw, Miss Labe, and if you remember the date, I would appreciate it.
I don't remember the exact date. It was mid-October.
Okay.
I was over at Amelia's house. We were in her kitchen. She happened to cross by the window that looked into the backyard. She looked out the window and said something to the effect of, "Oh my gosh," and ran down the back staircase. I went over to the window to see what she had seen, and as I looked out the window, I saw a white and brown pit bull sitting on the top of her car sunbathing, just kind of laying there sunbathing. And as I continued to look, I saw Amelia go into the backyard and shoo the dog off the car. It proceeded to simply get up, walk down the front of the car, and get off the car.
You have pictures of the damage?
I do.
I'd like to take a look at it.
There's also pictures of the layout of the backyard and all of the scratches. And there's a picture of the dog as well.
What happened when you called the defendant?
When I first noticed the scratches and the damages, I called her. I was at the grocery store. I'd just gotten out of my car, and I called her, and she apologized and said that she would pay for the damages and that we had to figure out a solution so that this wouldn't happen again. And then about a week later, I got an email from her saying that she had spoken to her mother and other people, and they didn't feel that it was her responsibility to pay for the damages.
Did you have the car fixed?
No, it has not been repaired yet.
Did you get an estimate?
I did get an estimate. I've gotten 3 estimates, and I picked the one that's right in the middle.
I'd like to see all that. Okay, Miss Golden, why are your dogs let out in the backyard without any supervision?
Well, it's a fenced-in yard, and that's part of the reason why I moved there originally, because it's so hard to find yard in Los Angeles. So I thought it would be great that I could have a yard for my dogs. But there is a 3-car garage that she could park her car in that she just chooses not to. If she actually thought there was a problem with my dogs have never...
They were on the hood of her car.
I've never seen my dogs...
I don't care whether you haven't seen it. There's no question. I don't care whether you've seen it or not.
That's fine.
They saw it, and she saw it, and I absolutely believe them that your pit bull was taking a sunbath.
This is the first I've ever heard of that, so she never told me that.
That's not.
She said that the car was scratched.
No.
When she came to me...
Miss Golden, she came to you and said her car was scratched. She wanted you to pay for it?
Yeah.
She didn't say to you, "I just saw your car"?
Absolutely not.
The dog?
We were in my bedroom. She came to me very casual and said, this was on October 8th, and she said, "There's a couple scratches on my car that your dogs did." I go,
"That's
no
not
worries."
true.
It was just something that came out of her mouth.
Oh, no.
I
Miss
said,
Golden,
"No worries."
that's not true. That's not true. No, my dear.
It is
That is
true.
absolutely not true.
It is true.
I wasn't even
I mean,
back.
you could say it, and I can say it.
We were sitting.
I
she was
guarantee
sitting on
you.
my bed.
Listen
I
to me.
remember.
I guarantee you, the last word will be mine. You want to know why? Because this is my playpen. This is my playpen. She does not look like a nut, and her friend does not look like a nut, and there would have been no reason for her to come across to your house that day unless she and her friend, who I absolutely believe, saw your dog. I mean, your dog wasn't doing anything terrible, wasn't chewing off somebody's leg, but was taking a sunbath on her car. And my question to you is, it's nice to want to have a nice backyard, but when you signed your lease, you also knew that the defendant had the right to park her car back there, as you do.
Well, because...
A second. Does your lease provide that your dogs can be in the backyard unsupervised?
Absolutely.
Let me see it.
Her lease.
I don't have the lease. It doesn't say anything about the dogs, but I'm allowed to have full reign of the yard.
I
We
just want
share
to
the
see,
yard.
just a second. I just want to see that your lease provides that you're allowed to have dogs that have full reign, unsupervised, in the backyard. Show me that. in
I don't
your
have
lease.
my lease with me.
I have emails from the landlord saying that she was in
Don't
violation
tell
of the
me
lease.
what the emails from the landlord are.
There's cats also that are in the yard, and raccoons and possums, and we have fruit trees with rats, so a lot of animals come into our yard.
That's very possible.
So I have pictures of cats that were in the yard.
You have
that
pictures
were
of
right
cats?
next to
Just a second. Do you have pictures of cats that were on the roof of her car?
Absolutely not, but neither does she.
She doesn't need any pictures. She has a witness who I believe.
I have 2 60-pound dogs, and if a dog were to go on the roof of her car, I'm pretty sure that it would dent the top of her car.
You have an expert?
My
question is, do you have an expert witness here to testify that if a 60-pound dog sat on the roof of a car, it would dent it?
Not with me today, but the
well,
people
today
that I
is when you were
called, that
supposed
was
to come
what
to
they
court,
said.
Miss Golden. Today is when you bring your
I couldn't get
witnesses.
anybody to come because they all had to work, and nobody
Miss
wants
Golden,
to deal with court.
I'm not interested in sad stories. I'm telling you, I'm not interested in cats in the backyard, in raccoons in the backyard, unless you have pictures of them or somebody saw them on the roof of her car. She has a witness who I believe, and I believe her, that the reason she came to you was because she had this happened a week before And she had no idea how it happened until that day she looked out the window, and unfortunately for you, she saw one of your dogs taking a sunbath on the roof of her car. I absolutely believe her. Otherwise, she would have come to you immediately and said, listen, I have to pin this on somebody. I might as well pin it on your dogs. Right?
Well, I didn't want to pin it on anybody, but I knew it was her dogs because they were in the backyard unsupervised, and there was 3 of them.
I don't care whether it was 3 of them or not. She could have had 30 dogs unsupervised. Unless you saw one on the roof, you weren't going to convince me that her dogs are responsible.
She continued to park her car there for a month after this had already happened.
She what?
If my dogs did it, why would she continue to park her car where my dogs were and continue to let her car be damaged?
What would you prefer that she do? Rent a car
we have a
space someplace
driveway
else?
that fits outside of the gate where my dogs usually are. There's a driveway that fits 4 cars.
Where do you park your car?
I park my car in the gate, but sometimes I park it outside of the gate.
But you park your car behind the gate. Shh, listen to me carefully. You live in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Is there a reason you park your car behind the gate?
I park my car behind the gate because I have a son, so it's easier to let him in and out.
How old is your son?
2 years old.
So he gets in and out of the car by himself?
No, I'm saying.
So what
it's
difference does it
easier
make whether you
when I
park
pull
the
in the
car in
back,
the gate?
like have the groceries and everything. I'm not
Ms.
worried
Golden,
about
you got an
letting
answer
him
for
out.
everything. Charging for the plaintiff the amount of $2,400. That's all. Go get the car painted. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Glad it's over, and I think it's ridiculous I had to get rid of my dog because of this.
I'm just really grateful that this is over and that I can get my car fixed finally.
She put my dog in such a light that my landlord told me I had to get rid of one of my dogs.
That's not true. When the landlord found out that she had 3 dogs downstairs, they got upset because she was in violation of her lease, and they asked her to get rid of her dog.
It was horrible.
The way that she handled it after I found the damages, she became really aggressive and started harassing me, and I just wanted to end the friendship right there and just get my car taken care of.
I think that she overextended herself financially, and she's been out of work for over 1.5 years, and she wanted to make a quick buck.
That's ridiculous. I didn't work for 6 months because I was taking a break, and obviously financially I'm able not to work if I'm taking 6 months off.
We were like sisters.
The relationship's over.
It's non-existent.
I'm tired of being
that she's going to be moving very soon.
I've decided to move, which is another huge financial, upgrade, but
Now, this is case number 286 on the calendar in the matter of Rytan versus Wood. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Bird, I want you to trust me on this one.
I trust you all the time.
You're going to love this case. It seems that the plaintiff, and I'm just summarizing the facts as I understand them from the complaint, you went over to visit a friend.
Yes, ma'am.
This friend lives in a complex that is managed by you?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's the friend?
Laura Rick.
She lives in the complex, or did?
I did.
And your car was there?
Yes.
In the parking lot of the complex?
Yes.
And for some reason or another, you got really loaded.
Yes, ma'am.
And about what time was it that you arrived at her apartment and got really loaded?
It was approximately 6:45 in the morning. I had just gotten off work.
And you came to her apartment and started to drink?
Yes, ma'am.
And for how long did you drink?
I can't say for sure. It was a matter of 2 hours.
Long time. And then, I gather, according to what I've read in your complaint, you blacked out.
Yes.
But it appears that while you were in this self-induced stupor, you shedded some of your clothes?
Yes, ma'am.
All of your clothes?
I was naked from the waist down.
And you proceeded to go into somebody else's apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Shh. So far, we following each other?
Right, Rich.
The other person whose apartment you went into wasn't home at the time, but came home later? You don't know?
I don't know that.
But that's what it appears. Came home and found you butt naked in his apartment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And there was some major scuffle because we're not exactly playing Goldilocks and the Three Bears here. So they roughed you up a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
And the police were called.
I do have pictures of what was happened to me.
Oh, I'd like to see them.
And I also have pictures of the vehicle.
Shh. Don't tell me vehicle. I'm not at the vehicle yet, which forms the basis of this complaint, sir.
Damn.
Okay. So when these folks came home and found you doing what you were doing in their apartment, but naked, they beat you up.
Yes.
Police were called, and you were taken to jail.
Yes, ma'am.
At that point, for breaking and entering into their apartment.
Yes.
Okay. So far, so good.
Yes, ma'am.
The thrust of your lawsuit against the defendant is, after the police came and hauled your, hopefully then clothed body to the precinct, she had your car towed.
Yes, ma'am.
And it cost you $165 to get your car out of the impound.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you're suing her for.
Yes.
I told you you'd love it. I want you to give me the theory of your case, sir.
Your Honor, the way I'm seeing it is the fact that there was damage done to my vehicle, having it towed. I did screw up. I'm not going to deny that. When I was found in the apartment, I was completely unconscious. And from what the police were told, I was being restrained until they got there. And if you look at those pictures, you can see that's not how you restrain an unconscious person.
I don't know if you were unconscious or not, sir. You're shaking your head. Were you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you the owner of that premises?
I was the owner of the apartment he went into.
Why don't you step up, sir? What is your name?
Richard Holler.
Mr. Holler, what time had you arrived home that morning?
I arrived home, probably around 12:30, I think it was.
When you went to open your door, had it been jiggled, or was there some evidence
no,
of
my
breaking?
door was left open a little ways. I was at a friend's house helping him out, and I was on the way home, and I had received a phone call from my daughter, Jamie.
Did she go to the apartment first?
All three of my daughters were in the apartment, yes.
Step up, Jamie. Tell me what happened, Jamie.
I was inside my bedroom, and me and my sisters were talking, and I heard the door open and shut.
The front door to the apartment.
And I went to go see if my dad came in, and then I saw him in the living room.
This person?
And he then took off his pants. And
he took off his pants in your apartment?
Yeah.
He was standing up?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he say anything?
No.
Were you frightened?
I was scared at the time.
Had you ever seen him before, Jamie?
No, ma'am.
So you see a stranger coming into your apartment early in the morning? At what time did he come into the apartment?
Around 11 o'clock.
Walk into your apartment, take a look at you, and then drop his pants. Is that what happened?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened next?
Then I turned around and got my sisters to jump out of the window, and we went to a neighbor's house, and then I called my dad.
From the neighbor's house?
Yeah.
And you stayed there?
Yes.
When you jumped out of the window, do you live on the first floor, I hope?
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody was hurt?
No, ma'am.
Sit down, Jamie. Okay, so tell me what happened when you came home, sir.
So she called me when she got to the neighbor's house and told me that a guy had came into our apartment and started disrobing, and I asked her where she was at, and she told me right away that her and her sisters were okay, that they were at the neighbor's house. So I got home and I went into the apartment complex, and I seen that my door was open a little ways, and I opened it up a little bit, and from opening it up you can kind of see our couch. I could see somebody on our couch. So I shut the door and walked down to the caretaker lad's house and asked him to call the police. And I went back to the apartment and went back in and confronted him.
What did you say to him?
He was laying on our couch completely naked except for a t-shirt. Basically told him to get up, and he sat up and asked him to get out, and then there was a little bit of a scuffle, and I basically detained him in the hallway until the cops got there.
Now, when you say you detained him in the hallway, how did he get to the hallway?
Walked. Well, kind of wrestled around a little bit to the hallway.
But he was on his own feet?
Yes, he was.
Okay, and the police arrived?
Yes, they did, ma'am.
What were you charged with, sir?
I was charged with disorderly conduct.
You're pretty lucky.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. William Righthand says his car was impounded while visiting his ex-girlfriend's apartment. The apartment manager, Nancy Wood, says a drunken William walked into another tenant's apartment.
Okay, Miss Wood, what was he charged with? Miss Wood?
Originally, he was charged with fourth-degree burglary and indecent exposure.
And he pled guilty to something. What did you plead guilty to?
Actually, before I even had to plead guilty, there was a second amendment, I believe it was. My mother has been around for this whole thing, and she's also witnessed me get myself into a treatment program the following day.
I didn't ask you that question, sir. I asked you, what did you ultimately plead guilty to?
I plead guilty to disorderly conduct.
Right, but that's not what you were charged with.
That's not what the ticket was wrote for. I never pleaded guilty to anything until they gave me disorderly conduct.
So you waited until you got an appropriate plea bargain. Breaking into somebody's apartment and taking your clothes off is exactly what you were charged with initially. Okay, Ms. Wood, were you advised by the caretaker that he had been taken to jail?
That afternoon, I was coming back to work from lunch, and I noticed a squad car sitting in the parking lot with a man in the back seat. The caretaker, lad Harite, had approached me and said there was a problem while I was gone, and basically told me that the plaintiff here had gone into another apartment and exposed himself.
So you had his car towed?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. That's what I would have done, right?
That sounds right to me.
Sounds right to me, too. You didn't get a bill from this family for cleaning their sofa, did you?
No, ma'am.
It's the first thing I would have done. Had my sofa professionally cleaned and sent you the bill. I mean, don't you feel foolish?
Honestly, I do feel foolish for my actions.
Yeah, of course.
But like I said, I did take quite the beating, and there's no way I walked anywhere. The police couldn't even pick me up and get me to walk on my own. I was literally dragged outside.
Let me explain something to you, sir. If my husband ever came home and our young daughters were in an apartment where some guy had broken in, stripped down naked, and came home and found this naked, what in his mind is a pervert, who forced his daughters to jump out of a window because they don't know what you're going to do, this would have looked like a Picasso. I wouldn't complain if I were you. You're still here. Now, even Officer Byrd is a very caring, conservative kind of guy, but he has little children, and I wouldn't even ask him what he would do if he found some guy had come into his home when he wasn't there and frightened his children as a result of self-induced intoxication by disrobing, something that his children would never forget. You wouldn't like to venture what you might do to that person.
Oh, he don't want to know.
So I would suggest that you take this, sir, as a really good lesson and don't sue anybody. You're just lucky they didn't sue you for emotional distress caused to those young girls when they walked out into their living room and found you standing there and you took a look at them and dropped your pants. You're lucky they didn't sue you. That would be the case that I would like to have.
Yet,
What?
He's not paying for the counselor bills either for it.
That would be an interesting lawsuit, sir. But this one is a no-brainer. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I honestly did learn from my actions and have been getting treatment for my alcohol problem.
I was frightened when I first saw him.
Very proud of his actions now, and he has entered a full-bore treatment program, and he's doing well.
I'm proud of Jamie for what she did and got her sisters out of there as soon as possible.
I screwed up and got to pay the consequence from it.
Be responsible for your actions.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Cole versus Watts. Step forward, please.
23-year-old business owner Mariah Cole is suing her former employee, 27-year-old Rebecca Watts, for the cost of her merchandise. Mariah says when Rebecca returned a starter kit of adult toys, some of the products were missing.
Miss Cole, can you explain the kind of business that you run to me?
I run an adult novelty and home party business.
What is adult novelty?
We go into homes and hold parties for adults with lotions and potions and vibrators.
That kind of adult party?
Yes.
I didn't understand. I really didn't understand what that was from your complaint. And according to your complaint, the defendant wanted to be part of your business. And I gather that the way your business works is there's a starter kit that costs $250 that has a sampling of all the merchandise.
Correct.
And people take the starter kit, which they pay for, and then proceed to have house parties with other people and sell it, sort of like what we used to do with Tupperware.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Only high-tech Tupperware.
Right.
Okay. Your complaint alleges, and the defendant concedes, that she was interested in making some extra money, decided to try this business, took a starter kit from you, and your understanding was that she would not give you the $250 right up front, but would host her parties, and a percentage of the money that she received, she would give to you as in for payment for the starter kit as it went along. Is that right?
Yes.
And you did host some parties?
I hosted 2.
But they were not particularly successful?
Correct.
You decided you no longer wanted to be in business?
Correct.
And according to you, she did not return the starter kit in the same condition as you gave it to her?
Correct.
You want the $250 for the starter kit?
Yes.
So, that's the case. I'll hear you.
Okay. I brought her back the kit, and she told me that there were some items missing out of it, and one of the items was broke, which I knew that the lid on one of the items was broke. 2 of the items, which was some order forms and a whip, I did have in my car because I was in the process of moving. I had taken the kit over to my friend's mother's house to keep it there while I was moving so nothing happened to it. When she told me what items were missing, I knew for sure the 2 items that she said was missing were in there whenever I got the kit from her house, because even her mother and her saw the items in there because one of them was leaking and she took it out and cleaned it.
What did you leave this kit at your friend's house for?
I was in the process of moving and I was trying to get it over to her house.
Why didn't you just bring it over to her house right away?
I was trying to get all my stuff to storage and then move it over to her.
Yeah, but according to your answer, you left the kit at your friend's house and they took out the kit to look at and were fooling around with it.
Yeah, her mom was curious.
I mean, if she's going to use this starter kit again, it has to be in the exact same condition as you got it.
Right. I offered to pay her for the items that was broke, and the one item, the one potion stuff that was in there that she said wasn't in there, I didn't know what happened to that. So I offered to pay her for the items that were broke and the one item that was missing. And then I told her I had the other items, and then that's when she decided that she just wanted the money for the whole kit.
What did the kit look like when it came back to you?
When I received the kit back, there were items missing. The items that were missing entailed the bull whip, one of a set of 2 C-rings, 10 catalogs, making love oil, flavors strawberry and champagne, order forms, the diving dolphin, good head.
I don't even want to ask what that is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
There were also some of the bags that were missing, and erasers, which we use as tasters at our shows. The eager beaver, which appeared to be used. The pleasure mint that appeared to be used, which is true because we do arm massages at our parties. So that may have been used, but we would have appreciated that to have been cleaned up before she returned it to us. And then the tickle and taste was broke.
I have to make this simple and I have to let these people go. Right, Bert? As fast as possible.
It's getting a little warm.
Right?
Here.
And you thought your wife was going to Tupperware parties. Okay. You don't have to be a genius to figure out that the reason you have a starter kit is the starter kit, I assume, is going to get used in the process of selling product. Because that's what it is. It's passed around. But the starter kit was new when it was given to you. Is that right?
Correct.
And the expectation was that you were going to use it in your business. Well, you can't return a used kit.
But she had told me that I could. That's why, or else I would have paid her up front if she would have told me I couldn't bring it back from the beginning.
Well,
she
did
told
you
me
have
just
it-
go ahead and bring the kit back and don't worry about it.
Well, maybe she
So-
didn't know that you had used all these things in the kit. I mean, if you're returning it in the condition that she gave it to you, then she's absolutely right. Return the kit. If it's in the same condition as the one I gave to you, fine. But if she has somebody else who comes to her and wants to enter into a business relationship, she can't give them that kit. She can't. You're probably better off out of the business anyway. How much money did you make?
Maybe $40 off one show.
$40?
Yeah. It was more time consuming than anything.
Oh, you're entitled to your kit fee. You have the kit?
Yes.
Where is it?
Part of it is here and part of it is out there.
Okay, but you have the kit. I don't
Yes.
want to see it.
Okay.
She just bought it.
Okay.
Okay? So you're going to give the kit to her and do with it what you will. Your judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $250. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I offered to pay her for the items I felt was responsible for.
When I went through the kit to get it ready for the next party, there were things missing.
The one item I don't know, you go to shows, you know, you have people who, you know, like to 5-figure discount, so you know that could have been how one of the items came up missing.
Rebecca should have brought the kit back as it was given to her when we reached that decision for her to bring it back.
The other 2 items, I really don't know. I know they were in there when I gave her the box.
She was quick to rush it off, push it off, and leave.
She told me I could bring the kit back and not worry about it.
We've done over $16,000 this year.
I just think it depends on what group of people you're around.
I think Judge Judy did the right thing.
Judge decision is judge decision.
Yeah, this is case number 225 on the calendar in the matter of Haugen versus Johnson. Parties have been sworn.
Thank you, Bird.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Miss Haugen, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Who do you live with?
Right now I live with my children.
How old are they?
4 and 6.
According to your complaint, you met the defendant online.
Yes.
And at the time you met him, he was communicating with you from prison?
No.
He was out of prison?
He never went to prison. It was jail.
Jail. Well,
but he
prison,
wasn't
jail.
in jail when I met him.
He was in jail?
Yes.
Do you know what he was in jail for?
Probation violation.
Do you know what he was on probation for?
I think it was a DUI.
Your lawsuit claims that you made 2 loans to him.
3, yes.
And you want your money back?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson acknowledges that you gave him money? He says that that's exactly what it was. You gave him money. It was a gift. There was never any expectation that he was going to pay you back. That's what the lawsuit is about. When did you first meet him online?
I think it was around November or so of 2004, 2005.
Well, was it 2004 or 2005?
2005.
And at the time that you met him, in which jail was he being housed?
At this point, when I met him, he wasn't in jail yet.
Where were you living? Where was he living?
I was living in Prior Lake, and he was living in St. Joseph.
Did you meet?
Yes, we did.
When?
February of 2006.
Where did you meet?
He came and got me from my dad's house.
And that was the first time you met?
Yes.
And between November of 2005 and February of 2006, you were not in jail, sir, is that right?
Correct.
When did you go to jail?
March 4th.
Why?
I was on probation for DUI approximately almost 4 years ago. And I was supposed to be on probation until 2009. I came up with a probation violation, and I decided to execute my sentence.
Mr. Johnson, I have to explain something to you. What you just told me was that you had a period of probation that was at least 5 years.
Correct.
That must have been a really serious DUI, Mr. Johnson.
It was my second within a year, so.
Really serious DUI, Mr. Johnson.
Correct.
Was it hurt as a result of your DUI?
No, just myself.
Tell me about it.
Left a party. I thought I was okay to drive. We were in a hot tub pretty much all day, consuming alcohol. I had felt that I was a little too intoxicated to drive once everything caught up with me, so I was going to pull to the side of the road and call somebody to come pick me up, and that's when I went in the ditch and jumped a road approach and wrecked my car. So I got a DUI and result.
Did you have a driver's license at the time?
Yes, I believe so.
You believe so, or had it been suspended as a result of the first DUI?
No, not at that time, no.
You sure about all the answers you've given me so far, Mr. Johnson?
As far as my knowledge remembers.
That's clever. How many times have you been arrested in total, Mr. Johnson?
Not really sure.
Well, it was certainly more than the twice you were arrested for the DUI.
Correct.
Okay. So as far as you knew, he was on probation for a DUI, and he was violated on that probation?
Yes.
Wrong. I just want you to know that. So in case you decide to pen pal at some point with somebody who's in prison, you think twice about it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Especially if you have 2 small children, because that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Couldn't be dumber. Now, when was the first time you gave him money, and for what?
The first time I gave him money was April 6th. And that was for his house payment.
Tell me how that came about.
He was in jail, and he had to pay to get out of jail to go to work. So he didn't have enough money to pay his house payment. We were going to live together, so I paid.
You were going to live with him?
Yeah. Yeah, we had talked about it. We were going to move in together.
So you met him in November online. He came to see you in February. Then, for whatever reason, he's violated on probation and he goes to jail. And then you think it's wise to move in together when he gets out of jail. So you sent him this money.
Yes.
Hello? Are you working?
No.
How do you support yourself?
Right now, just with my child support.
And how much is that?
It was at $723 a month for one child, but I lowered it to $545, and then I get $400 for my other child.
From whom?
My other son's father.
Where did you get this money to send him? You sent him to...
My tax return.
Your tax return, but
Yes.
you don't work.
I was working before.
How much of a tax refund did you get?
$9,000.
$9,000 tax refund?
Yes, Your Honor.
You really overpaid your taxes. How did that come about?
Earned income credit for being a single mom.
How did he know that you got this $9,000?
I told him. I didn't tell him I had that much, but I told him I could help him with the house payment since we were going to be living together anyway. And
so what did he say? He said, I need money for house payment.
No, he just told me about how, you know, he was a house payment behind and he didn't want to lose his house because he just built it. So when we had already talked about living together, I told him, well, okay, I can help you out since we're going to be living together. I'll send you the check and you can pay your house payment. So I wrote him a check for $1,377 for the house payment.
Yes.
And I don't know, I borrowed it to him.
No, you didn't. You gave it to him.
No, he told me he would pay it back.
He did? When did he tell you he would pay it back?
After we broke up, we had talked about, you know, since I wasn't going to be living with him, he needed to return that money. I needed it back.
Well, that's what you told him, but not at the time you gave it to him. At the time you gave it to him, there was no loan.
No, when we talked about it on the thing.
No. That's not what you said. What you said was, the time you gave him the money, you were going to be living together, so it was going to be, you know, your house.
Yeah, and I wouldn't pay rent for the first few months that I lived there so he could pay me back what I had borrowed him.
Whatever.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You may now sit down. I have the last word, not you. Your story is as ridiculous as those shoes you're wearing.
And later today, Judge Judy. Carrie Haugen says she made several loans to ex-boyfriend Shane Johnson while he was in jail.
All right, so you sent him the first amount of money to pay off a month's mortgage. What's next?
Then I sent him $100 because he was complaining about eating the jail food that they gave him for lunch, bologna and cheese sandwiches. So I wrote him a check for $100 and sent him that. And then he got out of jail and he got home and his electric box was gone. And he needed money to get his electric hook backed up, which was $431.
How did you find out about that?
He called me when he got home, and he had no electricity.
What did he say?
Can you help me out?
And you said?
Yeah, I can help you.
And so you paid the electric bill?
Yes.
And when was that?
May 3rd, 2006.
And when did he stop taking your calls?
Shortly after he got out of jail.
Shortly after May 3rd?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll listen to you, Mr. Johnson. Let me hear you, sir.
Basically, as far as I was concerned, from what I understood, is that...
Don't tell me what you understood. I'm not interested in what you understand.
Okay, well...
I want you to tell me what was said and when.
Okay, I was having some money troubles, and I had never once, to my recollection, asked for any money. Made a few complaints about situations I was in, and without even asking... You know, she would offer up, you know, I can give you this money, we're going to live together anyway, and so I accepted the money and pretty much said, I don't think that I can, you know, pay you back.
I don't want to hear what you pretty much said. I'm not interested
That's
in
what I was saying.
Who are you?
He did not.
Friend of his, a co-worker.
You're dying to say something.
Yep.
I don't.
Shh. Just stand up. What's your name?
James Cheney.
Go ahead, Mr. Cheney.
He tried to mention that he understood that it was a gift.
I don't care what you're telling me he understood.
Right. And he was on the phone. He was on the phone with her, and he had it on speakerphone because he was driving and doing whatever.
And you were with him?
Yes, I was with him.
When was that, Mr. Cheney?
I don't even remember for sure, to be honest with you. And the phone conversation went, well, she says, I took care of your house payment, and you won't have to worry about it. And he says, well, I won't be able to pay you back. She says, don't worry about it. And that's exactly how the conversation went.
Mr. Cheney, let me tell you that if you were in the car with him and she said to him, which I probably believe, I took care of your house payment, I believe that. I don't believe the second part of the statement, sir. You want to know why I don't believe the second part of the statement? Because it doesn't make sense. Mr. Cheney, it doesn't make sense, which means, sir, you stood up there for me to call you a liar in front of 10 million people.
That's fine.
Because she may have said, I made the house payment for you, and he would have said to her, gee, thanks, babe, I really don't know how to thank you for it. But he would not have said to her at that time, when, according to her and according to him, they were sort of planning to spend their foreseeable future together, he wouldn't have said to her, but I'm not going to be able to pay you back.
That's exactly how it went.
Listen to me. Listen to me, sir. That's not the way it went, because that doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. You may now sit down. I have the last word, not you.
Okay.
Your story is as ridiculous as those shoes you're wearing.
I got style, lady.
Listen to me, madam.
I got
Listen
style.
to me very carefully. Okay? You made a big mistake The mistake wasn't necessarily, you know, that you got interested in this guy that you met on the internet. Your mistake was once you found out that he had a criminal past, not to know more about it, before you invited him into your life, before you took the little bit of security that you had for you and your children and turned it over to him because you loved him. That was your mistake. But a gift doesn't become a loan when it
was a loan. Right
well,
off
in
from the
your
start.
head it was a loan, but it was not a contract. And I'm telling you that now. It was not a contract. I mean, the fact that he is an amoral person, and I know he's an amoral person, even he knows he's an amoral person, doesn't change the fact that when you gave him this money, you were saying to yourself, I believe that we are going to spend our future together, so this is an investment in our future, and I got $9,000, so if I give him $2,000, all told, you know, that's just a small investment in our future, and I'm going to live in his house, a house that he built, with my 2 children. That doesn't create a loan.
But he sent me a text message saying he would pay me back.
Did you send her a text message indicating you were going to pay her back, Mr. Johnson?
I don't recall.
You don't recall a lot of things.
No, I don't.
Let me see the text message. No, it says if you can't understand that I don't have it, then take me to court and they'll pass
There's
judgment
more
on
text
my...
messages, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't know how to do this. Just do me a favor. Get him out of here. I can't stand to look at him or his shoes. Thanks.
Step out.
Bye, Jim.
Yeah. It wasn't a loan, it was
hey.
love.
Yo,
it wasn't love, it was lust.
Yo, this way.
Try the right door, sir. You're walking out the wrong way. First, you got to figure out how to get out
Yeah,
of
it
the room.
wasn't love. I have emails saying that he did.
Okay. It says you'll get it when I get it. You wonder why I don't answer with the attitude you have. Is that it?
Yep.
Did you send those to her?
I believe so, yes.
So you did sort of tell her that you were going to give her money when you got it.
Well, when I got it, if I had the extra money, I'll gladly give it to her, but I don't foresee myself having extra money anytime soon.
Unfortunately, she's got 2 little children, and the fact that she got herself hooked up with a bum is not something that a court can do anything about, sir. You have children of your own?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
3.
Okay. She's a single mother. She has 2 children. And there is no question in my mind that she struggles, just as you do. But what you did was you took money that she sort of needs for her children because she's not too smart and she lost her heart, and you took advantage of that, and then you said, well, listen, she gave it to me, she gave it to me. Now, I don't feel any sympathy for you for my making you look bad in front of 10 million people, sir. You should feel badly. You should have accepted responsibility even though she gave you the money, just because it's the moral thing to do. And I'm still telling you, sir, it's the moral thing to do. Because you wouldn't like it if somebody took the food out of the mouths of your 3 children, would you? Or you don't care? You just care about you and your friends, or sitting in a hot tub. I want to tell you something, Mr. Johnson. What goes around comes around, sir. You know, life has a strange way of afflicting those who afflict other people with bad stuff. And when it does, I want you to think about what I just said to you. Bad things happen to bad people. So while she has no legal claim to this money, I believe she has a moral claim to this money, and I would see to it that she gets paid. Otherwise, something very bad might happen to one of you or yours, Mr. Johnson. You get me? Case is dismissed, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't feel I took advantage of her.
He told me he would pay me back.
All of a sudden, I gave you all this stuff and now I want it back? What's that?
Don't borrow money to a loser.
Stay away from women.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Plaza versus Kaplan. Step forward.
Car salesman Gadiel Plaza is suing former customer Kelly Kaplan for money she used on a down payment for a car. Kelly says Gadiel has been stalking her.
Mr. Plaza, you met the defendant when she came into the place where you work to purchase a car. And it is your claim that you made a loan to her for half of the down payment on a car when she prevailed upon you to do that because she was in dire financial straits. You want that $500 back. In addition, she caused you, really, according to you, to be fired from your job.
That is correct.
Just for my own information, where's the car?
It's in my possession, ma'am.
So you have the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Plaza, how long had you worked for this company?
Approximately a month and a half.
Before Ms. Kaplan came in?
That is correct.
Would you tell me the date she came in?
She came in on June the 10th.
Tell me about it.
Mrs. Kaplan came in on an appointment she had, and I was the salesperson who helped her. Upon picking a vehicle out of our inventory, while we were processing her financing forms, she broke down and began to cry. And I asked her, what's the matter? She said she felt bad because she was given a car, you know, her car was getting repossessed and all that. So I asked her, then don't buy the car. It's okay. There's no pressure to buy the car. She made a couple phone calls and came back and decided we'd look for a different car, a less expensive car. So when we found another car, we had the same problem. She broke down again and she started to cry. And, you know, I called my supervisor. He came over and talked to her a little bit. She agreed to buy the car. When it was discussed on the financial terms of the loan, we told her she needed to put down $1,000 to obtain this loan.
Okay, now that is agreed so far, Ms. Kaplan. There
Yes,
was a
ma'am.
$1,000 down payment that was required for this car that you still have in your possession. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
correct?
That's correct.
But you did not give him $1,000.
No, ma'am.
You gave him $500.
Correct.
And when were you supposed to give him the other $500?
I was supposed to give the dealership the other $500 on the 30th of June when I was paid.
And did you take the car out of the dealership around the 10th of June?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, well, that was very nice of them to let you take the car out without a full deposit.
Yes, ma'am, but it's not an unpracticed term in buying cars that people split up their down payments.
Listen to me. I've purchased cars. I didn't split up my down payment. Before they let me take a car out, I had to give them the whole down payment. That's my understanding of cars. She's shy $500. Tell me what happened, Mr. Plaza.
Company policy, the customer is supposed to bring the remaining...
Just tell me what you did.
On the date that the rest of the down payment was due, my manager...
Which was what date?
Which was 7 days after the 10th, the 17th.
Okay, 6/17. Manager came in and said, where's the other deposit?
Correct. I called Ms. Kaplan to find out. Couldn't get through to her. I, as a salesperson, am responsible for collecting all monies on the down payment.
So you laid it out for her?
Right. I asked her if, you know, she could come in and pay the difference, and she said that no, she wouldn't have it till the 30th.
Okay. On the 30th, Ms. Kaplan, what happened?
Can I back up a moment?
No.
Okay.
No.
On the 30th, the money had already been paid by Mr. Plaza to
Correct.
the dealership.
So why didn't you give Mr. Plaza his $500 back?
I did not ask him to pay that money.
Who cares whether you asked him or not? That was your arrangement. Why didn't you give him back the $500 that he laid out of his own pocket?
I did not ask him to do that, and he had been harassing me, and I was uncomfortable with that. I called the corporate office, had filed a complaint with them, and they dismissed me of any obligation to them.
Well, I got to tell you something. You are not a very nice person. You're a hustler. You're a hustler. I don't know how many people you've hustled before, but you're not going to hustle me. You got a car, and the deal for the car was a certain price, $1,000 deposit, the rest in payments, and it seems to me if you want him to stop harassing you, that on the 30th of June, you give him the $500. Instead of giving him the $500 on the 30th of June, you called the corporate office and had him fired. Oh, my. You're outrageous. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. Your counterclaim's dismissed. That's all.
Why did you excuse? You make that out.
Obviously, her case didn't have a leg to stand on.
I did not ask for him. I owe him the money.
I came here to tell the truth, tell my side of the story.
I did not ask him to do that for me.
I think...
Yes, this is case number 23 on the calendar in the matter of Owens versus Rignalda Lester. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, seats.
Mr. Owens, according to what I read in your complaint, you leased a property to the defendants for 1 year.
Yes, ma'am.
They moved in when?
I believe it was the 11th of September.
Of 2002?
Yes, ma'am.
And then a couple of months later, they notified you that they were moving out.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to what you told me in your complaint, you weren't so upset that they were leaving and breaking their lease. You were upset because they owed you for at least a month's rent. They trashed the premises and they owe you for some utilities.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendants claim that you're a thief and a snoop, and that's why they left, and that you stole things out of the apartment and you were constantly invading their privacy. That's your defense.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. What was the rent on the apartment, sir?
$600 a month.
What kind of property is it?
It's a normal residential home.
It's a home, not
yes,
an
ma'am.
apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
How large a home?
It's got an upstairs, downstairs, two-bedroom downstairs, full upstairs. You know, the whole thing is paneled, carpeted.
Did you know the two defendants prior to entering into this lease?
I've known them since they've been in diapers.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a reasonable period of time. How did you know them?
Her father, when he was in the Navy...
Whose father?
Tiffany and Kim's.
Who's Tiffany?
When he was in the Navy, he worked for me with the government.
And how are you two related?
We're sisters.
Same mother and father?
No, different dad.
So it's just your father that you
Right.
worked with. Do they pay their rent on time?
Yes, ma'am. Kim wasn't there prior to September 11th. Tiffany had been living in the house with her husband, Frankie, since the first part of January of 2002. That's when I originally remodeled the house. They moved in.
You mean Tiffany, that's you?
Yes.
Right.
Moved in with her husband?
Right.
And the two of them were paying rent?
And another
Right.
roommate.
And another roommate?
Right.
Paying
They had-
$600 a month?
Yes,
There was
ma'am.
4 of them.
Okay.
It was $600 a month, plus they paid the utilities. So Frankie's brother and his girlfriend lived upstairs. Tiffany and Frankie lived downstairs. They shared the same kitchen, bathrooms, and stuff
Fine.
like that.
But then they separated?
Yes, ma'am.
You moved out?
Or she had me move out.
Okay, you moved out, and your sister moved in,
Yes, ma'am.
and that was fine with you. Up until that time, however, in September, he had been paying rent, she had been paying rent, his brother's been paying rent, whatever, since January, so the rent was no problem.
Right.
Now, what happened in September? Did the rent continue to be paid on time?
Yes, ma'am.
Why were you moving out?
We were moving out for several reasons.
Look at me. Don't look at your hand. Look at me.
We
Let
were
me hear
moving
the
out
reason.
for several reasons.
I'm talking to her.
Okay.
You moved in later. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Talking to her. Why were you moving
We really
out?
had no reason. We weren't moving out for any one reason in particular. We were just looking for a new place to live. We wanted
Why
to
is
move.
that?
Because we had had a lot of problems in the house and there were a lot of issues, and I was ready to get on with my life.
Like what?
Issues of my ex.
I don't. Listen to me. I don't want you to coach her. I'm asking her a question. I'll get to you. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Give me the issues.
The issues were that I had lived a life there with my ex-husband, or well, still current husband, and there were a lot of things that I was just ready to move on with my life, and I didn't feel like I could move on being there, and I just wanted to start a new life fresh and get out. And they were also friends, and I didn't feel comfortable living there with him being my landlord, being friends with somebody who I'm trying to get away from.
You have children together?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children do you have?
1.
Now, I gather that your family, was friendly with Mr. Owens before you got married.
Yes, ma'am.
So the two of you were friends before you married your husband. Did you know him since he was a baby, too?
No, ma'am.
So you just met him?
Probably 7, 8 years.
Ago?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So why would you have a problem with him being friendly with your husband when you've known him all your life?
I mean, because you can tell when he's taking his side.
Well, tell me how you could tell. Give me an example.
I can't think of any examples.
So you wanted to get on with your life. That's the reason
and I
that
just
you were
wanted
moving.
to move out of the house.
Because it had bad memories.
Right.
Bad karma.
Right.
How far away did you move?
About 10 miles.
Not so
About
far.
a mile from my house, closer to my house.
Closer to your house?
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of place did you get there?
I have an apartment.
Who do you live there with?
The witness.
This guy?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the new guy?
Yes, ma'am.
And your child?
Yes, ma'am.
You do have custody of your child?
We have joint custody.
And how much is the rent on this new apartment?
$700.
And does the new boyfriend work?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you don't live with your sister?
No, ma'am.
And who do you live with?
My husband.
And what kind of a place did you get?
I moved in with him when we got married, and he has an apartment.
When did you get married?
March 7th.
When did you meet him?
Back in the first part of January.
When did you become engaged?
In February.
When did you plan the wedding?
About the 3rd week of February.
And you got married in March?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you move in with him?
Right before we got married.
What month?
February.
Where did you live between November, when you moved out of the plaintiff's house, and February?
My sister and Duke.
Okay, so you stayed with them for a while.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you have children?
I have 2.
So now you tell me why you moved out. You moved out in November?
From his residence, yes,
Yes. Did you pay November's rent?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Because he came in the last week of October and took the stove and refrigerator out of the home that we were renting that belonged to my sister. My sister...
Just a minute. Did you do that?
I didn't take their stove and refrigerator. I took my stove and refrigerator, and that was in the first week of November after they were supposed to have moved out.
No. Shh. Shh. Don't speak.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It doesn't say that I owe him rent.
Madam, it was filled out October 23rd. At that time, you didn't owe him rent.
Right, I understand.
Do you understand that?
Yeah,
you're
I
getting
understand
it?
that rent was
Are you
coming
getting
due.
it? Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Denver Owen says former tenants Tiffany Ringnalda and her half-sister Kim Lester owe for rent, utility bills, and damage to his property. Tiffany and Kim say Denver is a thief.
Go ahead.
I have a document here, Your Honor, where I bought I have a bill of sale for that stove and refrigerator, which I told them about.
You're Frank.
Yes, ma'am.
You sold him the stove and the refrigerator. Why?
Needed to pay some bills from Christmas.
Who bought the stove and refrigerator?
I did.
Were you married at the time?
Bought it just before we got married.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then he has the right to sell it because he bought it. He didn't steal anything. When did you take out the stove and refrigerator?
I believe it was around the 9th or the 10th of February. And the reason why...
February?
I mean, excuse me, November. I'm sorry. Okay. They were supposed to have left the premises by the 7th of November because they had a lease to another place. So I got them to sign this agreement that they would fix things in the house. And the reason...
Just a minute. All right, Tiffany, you signed this agreement to clean up the mess, isn't that right?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you clean up the mess?
Yes, Your Honor.
You had the carpets cleaned?
Yes, I did.
By whom?
We rented a steam cleaner and stayed at the house after we had moved out, and we cleaned the carpets for hours.
Good. Did it all come out nice and clean?
No, ma'am, it didn't.
Well, then you're responsible. You made the mess. You agreed to take care of it.
Yeah, but I'm not the only one who had lived there. We had other roommates for a year who, when they left, didn't have to clean anything, and I didn't cause that whole mess by myself. And
well,
I don't
then
feel
what you should have done was gotten some sort of security money from your other roommates. Why should he suffer for that? You agreed to take care of it, right?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And you didn't. I mean, your sister made up all kinds of baloney stories about Mr. Owens, about stealing your stove, stealing your refrigerator, right? Well, that's a lot of baloney.
It's not baloney.
Of course it's baloney, madam. Because when I asked Tiffany why she moved, she said she would move because the place had bad karma. And when I read your answer, which I assume you wrote, said he would come inside and snoop, and he stole things.
He did,
and he
Your
stole
Honor.
things.
He
Well,
did.
listen to me. Tiffany, if somebody is invading your privacy, stealing your property, the landlord of your premises, the first thing that you tell the court or somebody who asks is, I had to move because I was afraid of this person. They would come into my house unannounced. They snooped around. They stole things out of my house, and I had to move. I asked you why you moved, and you told me you moved because the place had bad karma and you wanted to move in with your new boyfriend in a new apartment. Your sister was getting married. She moved in with her new husband. And then all of a sudden we have these defenses of a thief and a snoop. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why the thief and the snoop story doesn't fly with me, because it's not the first thing that you said. The first thing that you said was, he took my husband's side. He liked him. He was his friend. I felt bad karma there and I had to leave. I used the word karma. You didn't. Bad feelings. I had to get on with my life, was I think the way you phrased it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay November's rent?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
And there's no excuse for you not paying November's rent.
There is an excuse, Your Honor.
Let's hear it.
Him and I had a verbal agreement after he came in and took my stove and refrigerator. I was left with no stove and refrigerator for over a week. I had no way to cook and no way to do things. I called him on the phone and I was very upset. And he told me, look, I didn't mean to upset you. He said, I thought that when you moved you were going to take it, because I didn't even know that he had sold it, the stove and refrigerator. I was still on the...
You mean you didn't know that your husband
had sold it to him. Nobody told me that it was sold. So him and I had the agreement that when I moved, he told me that how much he gave him for the stove, and he said, you'll be getting the equal amount, because I only owed 1 week's rent, which would have been like $250, $300, and he told me just to go.
you didn't pay November's rent. November 1st came and went, and you didn't pay the rent. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
November 2nd came and went, and you didn't pay the rent.
Well, then why did he give me a security deposit back, Your
November
Honor?
5th came and went, and you didn't pay the rent.
Why would he give me money back if I owe him money? Would you like to look at this?
Absolutely. Well, let me tell you this, madam. I don't know if you read it. Do you read English?
Yes, ma'am.
This is dated October 23rd, and you asked, I assume, Mr. Owens to sign this for you, even though you were breaking a lease, for your new landlord, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it says that you moved in, you were moving out November 7th.
Yes, ma'am.
That you had paid your rent on time up until that point, which was true because that's October 23rd, 2002. You were paid in October, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. It says, do you owe any money? It says yes. Utilities. It says, any problems? They have to repair the storm door, the bedroom door, and clean the carpet, right?
It doesn't say anything about rent.
What do you mean it doesn't say anything about rent?
It doesn't say that I owe him rent.
Madam, it was filled out October 23rd. At that time, you didn't owe him rent. You didn't owe him rent till November 1st.
Right, I understand.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand that rent was
coming
coming
due.
due. Yes.
Okay. So when he filled this out, you didn't owe him rent. What you owed him for were utilities. You wouldn't know that, he said, until you moved out because they were in his name. And you have to have the door repaired and clean the carpeting. He signed it, and you signed it, which means you acknowledge owing him utilities, and you acknowledge that you agreed to have all of this done in the house. So thank you very much for giving this to me. I appreciate it. She says she cleaned the carpet. Did you change the carpet?
No, ma'am, Your Honor, when they came to clean the carpet, I was there. I was there fixing up the rest of the house that they had torn up. I spent $15,000 in that house to turn it into a house so they could live in it, including remodeling the kitchen, remodeling the living room, the bedrooms, and they completely trashed it. They came in with a rental cleaner. They didn't even pick up the trash out of the floor. They didn't vacuum. They came in with a thing, and she said she spent hours there. They spent 30 minutes.
Right. She's a fibber.
Yes.
Yeah. The other one, too. But she acknowledges that the stains on the carpet didn't come out, and it was a mess. Now, did you change the carpet, or did you have it cleaned?
I had it cleaned.
Professionally?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you pay for that?
$140.
Okay. So let's get down to it. And then let's stop this torture. $140 plus $600 that they didn't pay for November. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because they should have been out November 1st. You weren't out November 1st. You don't pay rent by the week.
Plus utilities, Your Honor.
What were the utilities? Just tell me, sir.
I have it all totaled, Your Honor, at 19, 20, 19.
I want the figures for each of the utilities, sir. I have $740 with the carpet cleaning and rent.
All right. The gas was $95.61.
You have the bills to support those things?
Yes,
sir?
ma'am.
Good. So give me the figures. Let's go.
Okay. The water was $264.39.
$264 for how many months?
That was from 21 August to 18 November.
Go ahead.
The power bill was $231.99.
From what months?
And that was from 25 September until 26 November.
Well, just a minute, but they weren't there on the 26th.
They were using the house, not to live in, but they were still using the house when they moved out of there to come and do their laundry. And
until what time did they have?
Until I changed the locks.
What date?
It was November the 28th. I changed the locks on the doors because they never cleaned the place. They left clothes there. They left.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. HRSD.
What's that?
That's sewage, and that is from 21 August until 22 October.
Your Honor, I wasn't even on the lease in August.
5132, Your Honor.
I didn't sign a lease until September.
Were you living there?
Yes, I was. But I lived there with other people.
I don't care. $1,383.31.
And I also have the repair bills, Your Honor, for the damage they did to the property.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, to repair the Jacob's door and install a doorknob is $40.81.
And the storm door, sir?
Storm door was $118.56 for the door, and I charged them $88 to pull down the old one and reinstall the new one.
What do you mean you charged? What does that mean? You did it yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Forget it.
My labor's not worth anything?
$1,535.68. Is your labor worth anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's what you're a landlord for, sir. Mr. Owens, I have sympathy for your position. Don't test my patience, sir. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Okay. That's what you said the problems were. You signed it. She signed it. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you signed this and you acknowledged that these were the problems and this is what you owed him as of the 23rd of October, 2002, in order to get your new apartment. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
God, perfect. Makes my life so much easier. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,535.68. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I felt like it was wrong, and now I've learned who I can and cannot trust.
I bent over backwards for both those girls.
He betrayed me, and I thought he was someone who I could really trust.
Anytime that they called me something was broke, I called them and I told them, hey, I'm coming over tomorrow to fix whatever it would be.
He was wrong. He went up there and he lied and he got away with it.
Before I went in, I knocked on the door, and I didn't knock loud because they never got out of bed before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, while the kids were running around the house tearing up everything on their own.
What goes around comes around.
I want to have best intentions with my wife because she is the mother of my child.
Some have to win, some have to lose.
What's done is done. I want to salvage what I can with her because I have to.
If the liar had to win, in this case, he won't win in the long run.
I didn't care about the money in this. I want to teach them a lesson.
I've definitely learned my lesson.
I want them to grow up and get on their own 2 feet and get out of the welfare system.
Now, this is case number 541 on the calendar, the matter of White versus Zeiss. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mrs. White, you weren't present on New Year's Eve when your son was injured, so I'm going to ask you to have a seat, and I'll get to you in a moment. Mr. White, it is your claim that Mr. Zeiss assaulted you last New Year's Eve.
Yes, ma'am.
And caused you some serious injury. You want him to pay for both your medical bills and your pain and suffering.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Zeiss says that you started this confrontation and that he was merely defending himself. That's your defense?
That's correct.
Okay. How old are you, Mr. Zeiss?
I'm 19.
How old are you?
17.
You go to school?
Yes.
What school?
Anderson High School.
And you, Mr. Zeiss?
I'm out of school.
Well, what do you do?
I work.
For whom?
A moving company.
How long have you been working for a moving company?
About a year.
You work full-time?
Yes.
Did you know each other prior to New Year's Eve?
Yes, Your Honor.
From where?
I just know who he is. We weren't friends or anything.
Where did this happen?
It first started off at my friend Greg's parents' house on New Year's Eve. During the day, we were over at his house just getting ready to go down to his apartment when the defendant and his witness showed up. They began asking for money to assume to go
Just a second. Don't assume anything.
Okay.
Who was asking for money?
The defendant and his witness.
Both of them?
Yes.
Let the record reflect that the witness is shaking his head yes, that they were asking for money.
No.
That's very good. That's interesting. Did they say what they wanted money for?
No, they didn't.
And this was during the day?
Yes.
Anybody drinking? Anybody using drugs?
No, ma'am.
All right, so you said you didn't have any money?
Yeah, I told him I had no money and I refused to give him anything. They kept insisting that I give them money, and when I refused, they began wrestling me onto the ground.
Both of them?
Mainly the witness at first, and then...
This witness?
Yes. And then...
Whose name is?
Jimmy.
What?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Do you have a last name?
Morgan.
Morgan.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
What do you do for a living?
Work at Frisch's.
What is that?
It's a restaurant in Cincinnati.
How long have you worked there?
About 4 months.
Who do you live with?
I live with my girlfriend.
For how long?
About a year now.
Just the two of you?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing out New Year's without your girlfriend?
Hey.
Hey, no, hey. The hey is not an answer. What were you doing out New Year's without your girlfriend?
She was with her family. She was with her mother and father.
Why weren't you together on New Year's Eve? That's a date night.
I mean, we was together earlier, but she had left and
Why did she leave, Mr. Morgan?
She went to over her mother's house.
You're not welcome over there?
Oh, yes, I was, but...
Well, you think that you're going to have a happier New Year's Eve with him than with your girlfriend?
No, ma'am.
Were you just wrestling around with Mr. White?
I mean, he don't want to push me on the ground. Like,
He pushed you.
yeah, he was.
Look at me. Look at me. Before he pushed you on the ground, tell me what happened.
This guy, he was trying to buy some ecstasy pills.
He's trying to buy drugs.
Yeah, he was trying to buy X. And like I told him, I ain't got it. I'm an athlete. I play football, you know. And like he just kept on pressuring me and like asking me. Then like he had pushed me. Then I was like, I pushed him back. Then like, you know, he pushed me again. I feel, and like that's how we started wrestling and stuff.
Okay. Now this is at Greg's house.
Right, at his mother's house.
Did you leave Greg's house before he did or after?
No, I left before him. Like as soon as like the guy like broke it up, like I think Greg, he like pulled him off. Then like I just got up because I had mud out like all over me. We was in the mud. Like I just got up and just left.
And what time was this, Mr. Morgan?
It was like early in the day. I think it was like around like 4 maybe.
And what were you doing?
I wasn't present at that time, the first time. Well, I was there, but I wasn't involved in that. I was talking to some other friends. I was there for the second part of it.
From Greg's parents' house, where did you go?
We left and went to Greg's own apartment.
Who went?
Me, a few of my friends.
How many friends?
I believe there were 4 of us or 5 of us.
And you went over to Greg's too?
Yes.
What time?
Probably about 10 or 11, maybe.
At night?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't you have a girlfriend?
I didn't have a girlfriend at that time.
Oh, but you had a girlfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're not with her a whole day and an evening. Who are you going to kiss New Year's? Him?
No, ma'am.
Didn't you feel badly about not being with your girlfriend?
I mean, we was kicking it the whole like earlier.
You
that
were
day.
what?
We was hanging out the whole like earlier that day, and like she had left and went over her mother's house, her people's house.
Sounds to me as if she wasn't happy with you about something.
I mean, yeah, she was cool. She just wanted to go kick it with her sisters and her mother and her father.
I understand what that means, as a matter of fact. I know that you think that I don't understand what that means, but I do understand what kicking it means.
We've been through this before.
Shh. All right, Mr. White, you want to tell me what happened? Your version, at least?
Well, first off, I've enlisted in the Navy. I wasn't asking for any pills. I wouldn't be asking for anything of that sort. We left and went to Greg's own apartment, and Greg told him they weren't welcome to come down there after what happened at his parents' house.
Where is Greg now?
He couldn't be here.
Why not?
I'm not sure. He wasn't at his apartment when this happened.
Where was Greg when this happened?
He was on his way down. He had to pick someone else before he came down. And I was sitting at Greg's apartment with my friend playing video games. When I got up to use the restroom, the two of them showed up unwelcomed and came in. When I walked out, they immediately saw me there and came up to me. I kept trying to walk away when I was thrown into a wall, and the defendant spit in my face.
Which one?
Matt. And
Mr. Zeiss.
Yes. So I immediately just walked away, tried to get away. I went for the door when the both of them threw me down on the couch, and then they began asking for my money again, which I told them that I didn't have it and to get away from me. And then the two of them started hitting me and punching me in the face, which I was trying to block away. And then ultimately, Mr. Zeiss turned around and kicked me in the eye. I have pictures. And,
okay, and that's how you were injured?
Yes.
Now you're dying to tell me something, Mr. Morgan.
Like
so look at me.
When we got there, this guy was drunk, slobbing on himself.
Greg told us.
That's not true.
Mr. White.
We was invited because Greg called and told us to bring a 12-pack of beer to his house to meet us there. I don't know what kind of world he's living in, but we get to Greg's house and he asks us, can you give me some X pills? Can you give me... He was asking him first. You know, I don't mess with that stuff, and he kept asking us.
You know, like, I feel like insulted because, like...
Shh, one at a time, please.
Okay.
And we was trying to have a good time, you know, hang out, and he kept asking us. Finally, he comes up and says, here's $100. You come across any, you know, just bring it back, whatever. And he comes up and he's drunk and he's asking, you know, if we found anything, and he's you know, we're all drinking a little bit, and he starts going crazy, like, you know, swinging and throwing beer bottles and stuff, man, you know. And
why would a bunch of guys choose to stay together New Year's Eve instead of be with their girlfriends?
No, it wasn't nothing like that.
What?
Like, it wasn't nothing like that.
Nothing, wasn't. I mean, I don't understand why. I mean, he doesn't have a girlfriend. You don't have a girlfriend, I assume?
Not at the time.
You live with somebody.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I went to the doctor and they took x-rays and they found out it was fractured.
Probably don't remember how it happened because you was on drugs.
That's not true.
You're not talking to him, are you?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Daniel White says he was beaten up on New Year's Eve by Matthew Zeiss. Matthew claims Daniel was trying to score drugs that night.
Okay, let me see your pictures, let me see your medical bills, let me see your police report, let me see all your stuff.
Your Honor, I mean, they were out looking for trouble that night. I
think that you were probably all out looking for a little bit of trouble.
I have records here of them having previous felonious
We might have been out
assaults.
looking for trouble, but he was out looking for X pills.
That's not true.
Come on, dog. Don't laugh.
Quiet.
Those right there, Your Honor, are just previous things that he's encountered. That's why I wanted nothing to do with them that night.
How'd you know previous things that I've encountered?
Well, one of the things...
You don't even know me like that.
Everyone knows.
Come on,
Everyone does.
Mr. Zeiss, what they're giving me is a court view 2000, which indicates that you've got some history with your temper.
I've been in trouble before, but it was different circumstances.
Well,
I got
a lot of
assault
different
charge.
circumstances.
Are you talking about the charges? My past history?
Yeah.
Well, I have an assault charge because I got in a fight at a festival because somebody was assaulting a girl and I stepped in and helped out.
You also have an outstanding stalking.
Stalking?
Yeah, motion for criminal
No, it's aggravated menacing is what I have. I got that because I was charged with a felony 2 because felonious assault for fighting. And in order for that to get dropped down, I had to plead out to an aggravated menacing charge and an assault 1, misdemeanor 1. So I wouldn't have a felony 2 on my record.
So how
It
many
was just part
times
of the
have you
deal.
been arrested, Mr. Zeiss?
Twice. Nothing major.
Well, the assault was pretty major, sir. You had to take a plea so you wouldn't have a felony. And if you were charged with a felony, that means the injury that you caused was serious.
It wasn't a serious injury, Your Honor.
Wasn't?
Nah.
I mean, they made a mistake?
I think they overcharged me.
That's what they all say. You had a pelvic fracture 3 weeks before this, sir?
Yes.
How did that happen?
I was experiencing pain in my lower thigh, and I went to the doctor, and they took x-rays, and they found out it was fractured. They could have very well further injured that, too.
Come on. Probably don't remember how it happened because you was on drugs.
That's not true.
You're not talking to him, are you?
No.
So this injury happened, Mr. White, because during the course of this scuffling around with the two of them, he kicked you in the eye.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, when you were scuffling around with them, Mr. White, tell me what you were doing.
I was trying to free myself and just get away. I wasn't aggressing towards them in any way. I was just trying to merely escape myself.
When did you go to the hospital?
The day after. I spent all day in the hospital.
Could you explain to me why you waited until 5 days later to amend your statement that said that complainant states that after he refused to give the known suspect his money, they began punching him, kicked him in the eye, whereupon he gave them listed currency?
Yes.
Can you explain to me why you didn't tell that to the police the same day as you went to the hospital, which was the 1st of January?
I did tell them that, Your Honor.
No, this says supplementary narrative. That says on the 5th of January.
I told them the night we went that I was robbed also.
Do you have that report? I don't see that
It
report.
should be all in the same report, Your Honor.
Well, you can show it to me, sir. I'm going to give you back the packet that you gave me. Here you go. Yes.
Your Honor, when he came home New Year's Eve and I saw his eye, we went to the police department that night. We left right then and went to the district. They took pictures, took a report.
But I don't have that report.
It's listed as robbery here.
A robbery,
On the
a
incident
felony,
report.
second degree. We went to the police department that night and filed this report, not 5 days later.
Did you go back to the police on the 5th of January?
No, unless that's when I got the police report.
Oh.
But it says January 1st is when the police took the report, right here.
Thank you.
The police, when they took the report, he said he should be seen at the hospital.
Okay.
So that's why we went then the next day.
Now, what happened when you were taken into custody, Mr. Zeiss?
I was never taken into custody.
Did you speak to the police?
No, ma'am.
Never?
No.
Did you pursue this matter with the police?
No, we didn't. I spoke with his family, and they were begging us not to press charges because of his previous record. He would have been away for a while. They said they would pay the medical bills and any further damages that were required.
Who did you speak to?
I spoke to his mother and his stepfather.
You did or your mother did?
I did and my mother did.
You did. You have a stepfather?
Yes.
Lives with your mother?
Yes.
You know about a conversation that they had with the White family about not pressing charges in this case? It's not an answer. That's very easy for me to find out.
They may have talked.
Don't tell me may. That's something that you would know.
He knows.
Mr. Zeiss, listen to me very carefully. That's something you would know. That's something that your mother and your stepfather would have had a conversation with you about.
Well,
Do you understand?
I know I didn't agree to.
I didn't ask you what you agreed to. I didn't ask that.
Yeah, they may have talked on the phone, yes.
Don't say may, because it's very easy for me to find out.
Most likely they have talked, yes.
When you spoke to your parents, I assume you had a family discussion about what happened New Year's Eve. Is that correct?
That's correct.
When?
I think it was the day after. Or it might have been a few days after.
How do you think they found out what happened New Year's Eve?
Because I told him, because when he gave us $100 to buy drugs, he flipped out at the end of the night, and that's when we got in the confrontation. I didn't get a chance to give it to him because I don't need his money. I have a job. So I called Greg, and I told Greg to bring him to my house so I could give him his money. And he came to my house, and I gave him his $100 back.
Just a second. And you did that before or after Mrs. White spoke to your family?
Before. I contacted him.
No. My friend Greg brought me over to his house to speak with his family because he told his mother and stepfather about it, and they were upset about it, and they wanted to resolve this. And Matt was present at the time when I spoke with his family. They agreed to pay the money that was taken from me, and then they also agreed to pay the medical bills.
To you?
Yes, and to my mother over the phone.
If we was going to take money, why would we turn around the next day and give it right back? If we was going to take money from somebody.
I'll tell you why. You know, when I spoke to Mrs. Zeiss, she begged me not to press charges because she said that he was on probation for 5 years. If we pressed charges, he would automatically go to jail. She begged, and she said, we'll pay your hospital bills, we'll give you back your money that, you know, and his mother gave Daniel $100 that they took. Not him, his mother.
I'm just curious. Why didn't you sue his parents, since they were the ones who made an agreement with you to pay you the medical bills?
Because she told me Matt got a job, and he just got the job in February. He hasn't had that job a year. Because she told me over the phone. She said, Matt's finally got a job, and he will start paying you.
All right, Matt.
March 1st.
Just a second. You said you'd been working for this moving company for a year.
Well, I'd go in and help out. I wasn't working full-time for a year. I just started working full-time, but I'd go in a few times a week and help out.
That's not what you told me.
It's been a year since I've been with the company.
That's not what you told me.
I told you I've been working for a year. I have been with the company for a year.
His mother said he just got the job a month ago.
It's easy to find out. I want to tell you, I really went back and forth. Now I'm ready to rule. You assaulted him. You'd had too much to drink. You'd been drinking all day.
I haven't. I did
See
not.
that? There was no need for that.
Well, I didn't take pictures.
No reason. No reason. You didn't take pictures. You should have. And the reason the White family didn't press charges against you is because you got a lot of trouble here with the courts. And there is no question that if you were on probation on an assault, even a misdemeanor assault, and if you got busted again for a felony, you were going to state prison. No question. So I absolutely believe Mrs. White when she says that your family begged them not to pursue this and agreed to pay the medical bills. Now, how much were the medical bills?
Well, Your Honor, the hospital bill, my portion, because my insurance paid a bit of it, it was $760. And then I have the doctor's bill, which they called in a specialist to look at his eye, and I haven't received the doctor's bills. There was 5 doctors that looked at him that day, and we have to take him back in 6 months to have his eye rechecked.
You still with the same girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Sit down. I hope she rethinks her position. Well, Mr. Zeiss, you were very, very fortunate that the White family didn't pursue this because we could have been doing this as a prison hearing. You understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think she just seen my record and me and thought I was a bad guy.
I was very happy with it. I think she took everything into matter, and I got my bills paid.
I think everybody was drinking.
That's not true at all. I wasn't drinking that night.
It was a messed up situation, and I'm not at fault for it.
Man, this guy, man, it's just, man, not right, man.
He's well known in the neighborhood as a big bully.
He was trying to buy pills, man, and now, like, we gotta pay him some money, man. That ain't even right, you feel me?
I'm in the Navy, that's ridiculous. I wouldn't be looking for pills.
It was like an insult, cause I was the only black guy around at the time.
Frightening fear that something's wrong with his eye.
I think that was rude of him just to come to me and like it was other people in the room just asking me like I'm a drug dealer or something.
Everything is almost back to normal now. I'm pretty good now.
It's cool, I ain't worried about it.
Present sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Mr. Borzelleri, you and the defendant were engaged to be married and lived together.
That's correct.
Unfortunately, you were incarcerated for a period of time in drug-related charge and then went into rehab. And it is your claim that during that period of time, Miss Martell cleaned you out, took your property, took your money, broke up, and she won't return a very expensive engagement ring as well. Miss Martell said all of that money was used to pay your bills, to pay for things for you while you were incarcerated, and she had to sell the engagement ring in order to pay those bills. Right?
Right.
Okay. When did you become engaged?
Your Honor, that was approximately 4/20. I'd purchased the ring. Here's a picture and a receipt. It was shortly after that we became engaged. And,
April 20th?
Yeah, somewhere around that time.
Of what year?
02.
When was the wedding supposed to take place?
There was no date set.
What were you waiting for?
I don't know. For us both to agree on a certain date and, you know.
Okay. So you became engaged in April of 2002 and you were living together.
Yes.
When were you incarcerated?
It wasn't a drug. I'd like to correct that, Your Honor. That wasn't a drug-related charge. It was a felony charge. It was an impersonation charge is what that was. It wasn't drug. I agreed to go into a drug court system.
Explain that to me, sir. You were convicted of what?
Criminal impersonation of a police officer. It was a felony charge, which at that time I was volunteered in a drug court in Rochester, New York.
Well, what did criminal impersonation have to do with drugs, sir? Why would you be placed in a drug court? I'll get to you in a second.
I was
If you can't give me the answer, because I'm going to get to the answer. If you can't give me the answer, I'll allow you to help me.
Okay, thank you.
All right?
Before I had that charge, Your Honor, I was in a voluntary drug outpatient program.
Okay.
And during that time when the judge seen that, at that time I picked up the charge, she says, well, if you continue to stay sober and clean and continue your drug treatment program, we will dismiss the charge. And I failed to stay clean. So he incarcerated me and asked me if I wanted to do the time or do I want to help myself and change.
Mr. Borzelli, is what you're telling me, sir, that you pled guilty to criminal impersonation as a felony? The judge allowed you to remain at liberty as long as you were in a drug rehab program and remain drug-free. Is that what you're telling me?
No, there was no plea. My choice was...
Can I see those papers, please?
This was my whereabouts. The judge says, if you stay clean, we'll drop the charges and we're going to put you in drug court. Simple. If you stay clean for a year, we drop your charges. Conditional discharge.
Now I'll hear you, because this doesn't sound all right to me.
Exactly. We were friends. This is before we started dating. He was caught downtown in a well-known drug hotel impersonating a police officer. They forced him to go into drug court. It wasn't voluntary for him.
And then I assume that as part of this agreement that you had with the judge, you tested positive for drugs at some point?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you went into jail. And you went into jail, according to this, on the 12th of January 2004 to the 20th of February 2004.
Correct.
So for a little more than 6 weeks.
Correct.
Okay. And is it during that time that you claim that Miss Martell cleaned you out?
Oh, yes.
Okay. During that 6-week period?
No, not entirely.
Well, when?
Well, cleaning out, I don't know where the cleaning out comes from, but I have a telephone bill. When she moved in, Your Honor, she was 6 months behind in her mortgage. She says, I want to get away from my ex-husband.
When are you talking about? What year?
02, when she moved in.
I'm not interested in 02. Pay careful attention to me.
What are you interested in?
1/12/04 until 2/20/04.
Okay.
Period.
Here's a bill. She agreed to pay my phone bill, never did.
Mr. Borzelli?
Yes.
Get to it, sir.
Get to it?
Yes. I'm not
phone
interested
bill,
in phone bill.
Cable bill she didn't pay. Here's the pictures I have from my house.
I'm not interested in whether she didn't pay bills for 6 weeks, sir.
Okay, so what are you interested in?
Well,
I have a bill here, Your Honor.
It was my
home that I paid somebody.
Speaking, sir.
Go ahead.
You're asking me, and I'm telling you, it was my impression, sir, that what you were suing her for were two things: personal property and reimbursement of money taken without authorization is what you're suing for, plus the return or value of the engagement ring.
Okay,
Thank you. Right here, Your Honor, is a receipt from a $2,180 check. Mr. Grimes, here, my witness, is cashed it, gave her $2,180. She only paid a mortgage payment of $960, and that's all. I have missing money.
So is what you're telling me that she cashed a check for $2,000 and that was your money?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And that she didn't pay sufficient amount of bills to cover that $2,100?
Yes.
Okay. She paid $900 in a mortgage. She did pay that
Yes,
for that period
almost
of time.
$1,000.
Here's the receipt, ma'am. It's
How much is the mortgage?
It was
The
almost
mortgage-
$1,000.
Excuse me. I have a receipt.
Just tell me how much it was.
$979.
Okay, so that's
For the
close to
mortgage.
$1,000. So that's
Thank you.
$979
Yes.
out of $979 out of the $2,100 that she cashed. Okay, what else did you pay for out of that money?
$600 of Rochester Gas and Electric.
Your Honor, I have a receipt here for $1,000. She didn't pay squat. Or nothing, I should say.
Mr. Borzelli, put down your paper, sir. Okay. Where's the other
$200 from, this is what I wanted to say before, in December of 2002, he was incarcerated for a positive drug test. He went to jail for a week. I had $200 for that week of collect calls. When he went to jail the next time.
I'm not interested in 2002. What else?
Commissary money I brought to the jail.
How much?
I believe $80.
Okay, little bits of money. Let's talk about the engagement ring. Gave you an engagement ring. Clearly, it is an engagement ring. It's a solitaire. Where is it?
I sold it.
Did you?
Yes.
When? Look at me.
February.
Don't look in the air.
February of this year.
Show me. Show me.
I don't have
You
a
sell a
receipt.
$14,000 ring. You have a receipt. You have something.
I sold it to a family jeweler.
I don't believe you. You're lying to me. Because if you sold it to a family jeweler and you knew you were coming to court, you would have said to the jeweler, "Can I have a receipt for the ring that I sold?"
I could have, yes.
Well, where did you think you were coming today? To a tea dance?
No.
You were coming to court.
Right.
Court takes evidence. You're full of baloney.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What?
She was responsible enough to sell it to her family jeweler.
I don't believe her, and I don't believe you.
And later today,
John grabbed his dog, Buddha, kind of just pulled him back a little bit and then pushed him off. As soon as he pushed him off, he ran directly to Emily. The very next thing I know, she's screaming.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robert Borzolari says ex-fiancée Stephanie Martell owes for the return of money and an engagement ring. Stephanie claims she sold the ring to pay bills while Robert was locked up.
Okay, it wasn't your ring. Now, even if you sold it, you had no right to sell it. It was your ring only if the contract to get married to Mr. Borzelli was consummated. It was not. The ring is given as a gift in contemplation of a marriage. Your argument is that you had to sell the ring to pay off bills. What bills did you have to pay off? What?
To maintain, he asked me to stay in his house and to maintain his house.
6 weeks. What bills did you have to pay in 6 weeks that he did not cover with the $2,100 that you took out of his account?
I had to come up with money to move out of the house.
That's your problem. Are you over 18?
Yes.
Deal with it. That's your problem. That's not his problem. What?
I was just going to say that first and foremost...
Say something by standing up.
Sure.
What?
First and foremost, she was responsible enough to do what she had to do to take the engagement ring and sell it to her family jeweler.
I don't believe her, and I don't believe you. She did not sell this ring to a family jeweler, because if she did, the jeweler is responsible by law to give her a receipt. Do you understand?
I do understand.
And this wasn't a little ring for $300. This was a solitaire, which he paid over $14,000 for, and if you expect me to believe that she sold that ring in February to pay bills for him, which is what she alleges in his answer, I don't buy it.
That's
judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000, which is the maximum that I can award to you, sir. I want you to listen to me very carefully. You can put everything else away. I'm not interested at all about any other money she owes you, because the ring covers it. Do you understand?
Clearly.
I assume that you sued her in small claims court because it's the only way that you thought you'd get any money at all, and you wouldn't have to hire a lawyer to sue us civilly anyplace else. You are entitled to that ring back, because an engagement ring is not an absolute gift until the marriage is fulfilled, and it was never fulfilled, right?
Yes.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff. Out.
Parties are excused.
It's wrong on his part. The reason we didn't get married was his actions.
I gotta hand it to Miss Martel. I really do. She's very consistent. Every time her lips move, there's a lie.
I didn't want to be with him anymore, and he was upset by that.
You've heard of the deal saying a good pet's gone bad? Well,
He was threatening me because I wanted to move out for a while for him to straighten up.
how threatening am I? 140 pounds, 5'4". Ooh.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Pritchard versus Butler, step forward, please.
Legal assistant Tanya Pritchard is suing her former friend, roofer John Butler, for medical bills. Tanya says John's pit bull bit her 5-year-old daughter in the face.
Mrs. Pritchard, this is your little girl, I assume. Is that right? Her name is
Emily May Lowry.
And Emily was bitten by a dog that is owned by Mr. Butler. And she was bitten on the lip.
Correct.
She had some surgery.
Yes.
She's going to need probably some more.
Yes.
And you are suing him for $4,000 for both her prior care and the care that she will probably need in the future, as well as some pain and suffering.
Correct.
And Mr. Butler says that it was Emily's fault and your fault. Correct, sir?
Correct.
Ah. When was your daughter bitten?
Where or when?
When?
When? September 6, 2003.
Next question is where?
We were at a company picnic potluck.
What does that mean?
It was a gathering with the company my fiance works for. So we were at a company potluck picnic. Everybody brings some stuff and we just all get together. And
how many people were there?
At the beginning, probably around 100.
Did there come a time where there were more or less people than the 100?
Yes. After the softball game, about 3/4 of the people left.
What time did this incident happen where Mr. Butler's dog bit your daughter?
About 15 minutes before 8.
Had Mr. Butler been there the entire day?
He had been there during the picnic and the potluck, and then after the picnic and potluck and softball game, he left.
Where did you go, sir?
I went to go get my dogs.
Why did you leave to go and get your dogs?
I figured it'd be a good idea for them to run around in the field so I could throw the frisbee for them.
So you got them to play?
Right.
Had you been drinking that day, sir?
I've had a few beers.
A few is more than 2.
2 beers.
Well, was it 2 or more than 2?
A couple. 2.
A couple, 2. And when you left to pick up your dogs and you brought them back, did you bring them back on leashes or not?
Not on leashes at all.
Why not?
I don't ever put leashes on my dogs.
Well, when your dogs are around other people, isn't it usually a wise idea to keep them on leashes, sir?
I've never had a problem before.
How long have you had these dogs?
I've had Buddha for 2 years.
Buddha?
Buddha.
Is that the dog that bit Emily?
Yes, ma'am.
And how old is Buddha?
3.5.
So that he was a year and a half old when you got him.
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell me about when your daughter was bitten by Buddha.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Here's my question for you, genius. If you know your dog is skittish around children, how dare you bring an unleashed dog to a picnic where there are children?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tanya Pritchard says former friend John Butler owes for her daughter's medical bills. Tanya says John's pit bull bit her in the face.
Go ahead.
Okay, John came back with the dogs, let them loose. They were running around. The people who stayed decided to play horseshoes, so we all moved to the horseshoe pit area. The children that were there were playing right behind our chairs, and our chairs were facing the horseshoe pit so that we could see what was going on. Buddha was actually in the way of the horseshoe game that was trying to get underway, and he kept running in front of everybody that was trying to throw the horseshoes. So everybody was telling John to get the dogs out of the way. John grabbed his dog, Buddha, kind of just pulled him back a little bit and told him to stay out of the way, and then pushed him off. As soon as he pushed him off and let go, he ran directly to Emily. The very next thing I know, she's screaming. As soon as he let go and said, "Go away," the dog ran and jumped up and bit her.
And bit her on the face?
Yes.
Describe that moment.
I actually have pictures of it.
I'd like to see the photographs.
The bite, we were told by the surgeon that there was only 1 millimeter of skin hanging.
Can I see it? Don't tell me what the surgeon said. That's hearsay. Emily, could you come up here so I could take a look at your lips, sweetheart? Come on. You're a very pretty little girl. Is that where the dog bit you? Did it hurt? Very pretty. Do you know my name? Do you know what my job is? No? Do you know who your dad is? Would you like to go and sit down next to him? Go ahead. Go and sit down. Okay. All right, well, this is a pretty nasty bite. How many stitches did she have?
It took 15 stitches. 10 of them were on the inside, and then 5 of them were on the outside.
What do you have there?
I have a estimate from the plastic surgeon of how much the dermabrasion is going to cost.
Okay.
The dermabrasion is where they just grind it down a little bit to get rid of those bumps.
Okay. Okay. And Mr. Butler, were you present when Buddha bit Emily?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me first your version of how that happened, sir.
Everybody's playing horseshoes, and I was talking to a fellow co-worker, and he was falling down on me. He was intoxicated, and people were playing horseshoes, and I was waiting my turn to play the horseshoes. And all the little kids were playing frisbee and throwing the ball behind all the adults. I think there's like 2 to 3 dogs out there. I don't know. And I just heard a little scream, and everybody was freaking out. And then I found out that one of the dogs had bit the little girl. So I grabbed both my dogs and I put them in the truck. And then I went and grabbed some ice for the little girl.
You knew it was your dog?
Well, I brought 2 dogs.
You didn't know which of your 2 dogs had done it?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of dog is Buddha?
He's Pit Bull and Boston Terrier.
How much does he weigh?
25 pounds.
Now, I read your answer very carefully, and your answer said that you believe it was Emily's fault.
Right.
I'd like you to tell me why you believe, sir, it's Emily's fault.
Well, the dog had been abused as a puppy, so it was kind of skittish around kids. So what I think happened was she had a stick or something in her hand and was most likely trying to get the dog's attention so the dog would chase the stick that she was trying to throw for it. So she was probably hitting the dog and screaming it, and the dog freaked out and bit her.
Okay, so let's go back to that. When you got the dog was a year old.
Right.
Year and a half old. And the person from whom you purchased the dog or from whom you got the dog had told you that the dog had been abused as a puppy.
Right.
By children?
By a child, yes.
By a child. Is that the reason that they were getting rid of the dog?
That was the reason why.
So you knew that the dog was skittish around kids?
I had never seen it, but that's what they have told me.
Then here's my question for you, genius. If you know your dog is skittish around children, how dare you bring an unleashed dog to a picnic where there are children?
I didn't think anything like this would happen.
You didn't think, which means you didn't use your brain. Is that right?
That's right.
So then, why don't you just say, it's my fault and I'm responsible?
It's not.
No, whose fault is it? It's Emily's fault. Emily had prior knowledge that your dog was skittish around children. This 5-year-old had that information? Take your hands out of your pockets. I just asked you a question.
No, the child did not know, but the parent...
But you knew.
I knew.
Right. You knew. So what you're supposed to do is keep a dog like that within your control at all times. Not bring a dog who's been abused by children and skittish around children to a picnic. Because that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. You know, ordinarily, I may not even think that punitive damages are appropriate, but your stupidity is absolutely worth punitive damages. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I do kind of feel bad, but I think it, you know, a child hitting a dog and stuff like that, just to come.
As I held her lip onto her face on the way to the hospital, I realized that she was going to be scarred, and it hurt very deeply.
He has to wear a muzzle, and he has to be harnessed up now.
I waited to let my emotions out until she was being stitched up, and then I walked out of the room and broke down.
I work with the husband every day. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard to look at him, hard to deal with him, due to what happened. Someone attacking your little girl.
I don't believe in leashes.
Leashes are a definite unless you have your dogs under complete voice control.
Animals are like people too.
I've actually heard hearsay that the dog has done other things since then.
I just hope we can all put this behind us.
She left her sick husband and newborn daughter in the care of the old grandfather and walked away with a rich man, chasing comfort and an easy life. The grandfather silently held the baby in his arms. His son was too weak to even stand, but the old man did not give up. Every morning, the grandfather went out to work. He left the baby with her sick father and spent every dollar he earned on medicines. Time passed. The grandfather raised the little girl like a mother. He fed her, protected her, taught her, and filled her life with values and love. When the father fully recovered, he started working too. Together, the father and grandfather worked day and night. Years passed, and the family that once had nothing became rich. Not just rich in money, but rich in respect, dignity, and peace. One day, she returned to the same house she had once walked away from. She saw her daughter smiling, her husband successful, and the grandfather standing with pride. But now, there was no place for her in that life. A young woman quietly left 2 baby boys in a small basket. An old widow named Martha stepped outside. When she saw the crying babies in the basket, she was shocked. Without thinking twice, she wrapped them in her warm coat and carried them inside. Martha was very poor. She worked as a cleaner at a small hospital at night, and during the day, she cared for the 2 boys like they were her own grandchildren. Years slowly passed. The babies grew into kind and hardworking young men. Martha taught them how to read, how to respect people, and most importantly, how to be grateful for life. Even though she was tired after long nights of work, she never let them feel alone or unwanted. She saved every coin she earned so the boys could continue their education. Time changed everything. Both boys eventually graduated and became successful engineers. One afternoon, a woman suddenly appeared at their doorstep. Her eyes were full of regret and tears. With a trembling voice, she said, I am your mother. Then they turned to the woman who had raised them, the one who sacrificed everything for them. To them, Martha was the real family. Later, the brothers bought Martha a beautiful house and promised they would always live with her and take care of her. Because in the end, they knew one thing for sure. Family isn't defined by blood. It's defined by love and sacrifice.